All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the tournament. Tonight we have a Pick 6 tournament. I'm just going to be casting tonight. Got some other admin stuff going on, so yeah, I just want to make sure it all goes smooth. So what's cracking? Welcome, welcome. We're going to be getting the tournament started here in just a second, and we should be good to go from there. So can you guys see everything, by the way? Because I'm doing a bit of dual streaming action today, and the YouTube feed looks a little bit funky to me, but as long as it looks good to you guys, let me know, and we should be golden. Okay. So let me give the players the factions that they have picked so far and see what is cooking over there. All right, all right. And where is that? All right, so here's the responses. Going to be seeing how sweaty the picks are. Always fun to see. And that is for today. So today is the 20th, right? I don't know what year it is. I think it's the 20th. Okay. Dude, I am so freaking bad with technology. It astounds me. I don't know when it happens in life, but it just kind of creeps up on you, I think, when you get to a certain age. Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. All right. So let me get the goblins, let them know that we are good to go with the tournament. And we're going to be casting a bunch of games today. So we're going to be going through different lobbies and getting you different perspectives. And, of course, casting the semifinals and the grand finals as well. So just give me 1 second, and then I'll be good to hang out. All right, all right. So where is this? Okay, tournament is here, and goblins, round 1 is going live. All right, so just need to go to totaltavern.com and get that all fired up. Yeah, but let me know if there's any technical difficulties with the stream. We changed up some settings today, so looks fine. All right, so everybody's checked in. Let's refresh this one last time to give any stragglers a chance to get in there. And here we go. So generating the bracket right now, and we'll cast some matches, which should be great, man. Should be great. You see the Age Mythology main menu? You're just messing with me, right? I'm getting old, Gandalf. I may not look it. Dude, that is extremely accurate. Yeah, it really is. Well, hobbits also, they live to be super long, right? So that's a bit of a different beast. Yeah, their age can be deceiving. All right, let's see here. Looks fine, right? Everything looks good on the stream. You guys aren't seeing anything super weird popping up. No treachery, no witchcraft. Yeah, Twitch Turin. I know, Tic Tac. It's weird. I know. It's I'm 24 and already started being a boomer around new tech. Yeah, when does that happen? I don't know what it is. Millennials we were fairly tech savvy too. As for like a generation. I mean, MySpace back in, 2005 had us, doing, little lines of code. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Seeing just the game title screen. Yeah, that should be fine. That's where we're chilling right now. All right, so we're going to go cast the game. Round 1 is live. And where are we going? Let's go find some games to cast. Of course, who doesn't want to open up with a glorious Anticity game? A shout out to Frost and Puling for helping me set up the old Twitch stuff, and then also shout out to Anticity for helping me with the restream stuff, because I have no idea how to do that. So looks like we have a classic Sigmarite versus Nurgle game in round 1. So that one is, I would say at the highest level, probably Empire favored, but not by much. If the Nurgle player knows how to play this, it could be a little bit tricky for the Empire, especially on maps where you don't have good direct shooting, like where there's a lot of hills, a lot of terrain, that kind of thing like that. Time to close the stream. No worries. Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. There should be a stream delay, so should be all fine. Dude, I was for maybe an hour before the stream, I was sitting there looking at the same set of 5 buttons, and I couldn't figure out how to get the dual stream settings. Oh my god! And then Anticity jumps on, and within 10 seconds, he just shows me. Oh god, it's so funny. Anticity helps a local senior citizen. It's so true. Yeah. Is he still streaming? I don't know if he's still streaming. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, basically, if you're the Nurgle player in this matchup, it's very winnable, honestly. Our first big Nurgle tournament win of the season was against Empire, and it was against Outer Region. The trick with Nurgle, though, is you go super wide. You don't give them any good targets. You got to go just big, wide, and thick. Mass infantry, Pestigors behind shielded units, and you just swarm all the objectives. And you bring a Nurgle Sorcerer and you just spam lore passive. That's it. So you're just going to be triggering the Children of Nurgle ability over and over, is what's going on. Yeah, we're getting there, man. Nurgle's rot still has me afflicted a little bit here, but overall, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. Getting a little bit better day by day. Yes, yes. The legendary, yeah. The double bloat. Oh, was this the player who brought the 2 bloated corpses against me? I think it might have been, actually. I can't remember. It could have been the bloat enjoyer. But yeah, tonight we are dual streaming on the Twitch. So I'm trying to learn how it works. It's always good to kind of play it smart in that way. Super wide? No great unclean one. No, you don't bring anything big. The Empire is one of the better factions in the game at sniping. Between the War Wagons, the Luminarch, very good range, lore magic. They have sniping characters. They have a lot that's really good at killing big things. So you want to go wide and present like no good targets. Just make them use their sniping tools against your infantry. It's not cost effective, right? Yeah, it's tricky. It is an aim. It is an aim. Yeah, no, Grandfather has been blessing me pretty hard. I'm still suffering a little bit. That damn Nurgle's rot really got into my bones. It's been some time. Hawklands are a little risky in this matchup. Furies can really kill them very quickly. You can bring them though. You can go Hawkla long rifles backed up by the Knights of the Black Rose. So Black Rose Knights are really good at killing Fellbat and like Hound equivalents because of their bonus versus infantry. So I highly recommend that. It's pretty good. All right. So what's new with you guys? How's life going? Was expecting some off game in the channel like Co, but here I'll take Total War every time. Yeah, Friedrich, we're gonna do a little something. There will also be nights where we'll finish a stream on YouTube and we'll head over to Twitch and work on our build guide there. So we'll just kind of sit casually and work on the build guide for a couple hours. Yeah. Hot tub hot dog stream. Is that still a trend? Didn't YouTube like put them in naughty jail? Isn't there like a special section for the hot tub thing now? Yeah. That's last I heard. Pollen overload? No, it's not pollen. Well, hopefully you're feeling better, Wild Boy. We're getting there. Melody says painting some Def Coptas and watching Total War. Ooh, yeah. The orcs are fun to paint for sure. The contrast range for the miniatures really made them a lot easier to paint, I think. I painted a couple greenskins for Warhammer the Old World for my Chaos Dwarves, and it was a godsend for sure. There's a hot dog exception? Yeah, certain section and rules. Okay, so it's like naughty quarantine. Got it. Understood. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. I knew it was only a matter of time before Anticity discovered Elspeth. I know he likes to use the wagons and all the elements that are very good at sniping things, and now he has learned about Elspeth. Oh boy. Okay, so for the Nurgle. Oh, hang on. This is a copy pasta of my build. I think it's a little bit different, the Nurgle build, but it's close. But nonetheless, Elspeth is here. This is actually a very Nurgle favored map because of the hill. So basically, the Empire direct shooting is going to be pretty bad. If you're sitting up here, for example, the Empire is not going to be able to shoot on the other side of the slope. So Empire would have to use like crossbows or archers or something like that. Hawklands, wagons would be more ineffective on this map, for sure. All right. So yeah, here is the breakdown. I can tell you guys as a Nurgle main, right? Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle, very good. Spamming the cheap spells, Curse of the Leper, Stream of Corruption, very good. Because every single time you cast one of those spells, you're going to be triggering the Children of Nurgle lore passive. So this is freaking sweet because it heals your entire army. And Nurgle units have some of the highest HP in the entire game. 10,000 on a Marauder is pretty insane, right? So 10,200 HP. Compare that to a State Trooper, they have 8,200, right? So Nurgle units really cackle super hard from getting those fat heals. So yeah, you're just going to want to bum rush all the objectives, and then in the mid game, you're just going to be calling in the Pestigors, because the Pestigors are going to be able to kind of pull up right behind you and help deal with the heavy cav that the Empire inevitably is going to get. For Nurgle, though, they need to hide this Chaos Sorcerer. They need to go live in the trees, set up Nurgle's little garden in these bushes, and that's how that needs to go. Otherwise, you're going to have a really terrible time. So that is it, basically. Just a big, wide Nurgle army, and just, press all three objectives. Even if it looks bad, you got to do it. And for the Great Kraken King here, he is going to be using Elspeth von Chad. So Elspeth is a brutal sniper. This character just gets so much work done. Spirit Leech is excellent at killing characters, and she herself with her Coruscating Blast can pretty much, one-shot your Lord if you're not careful. So Demogryph Knight RORs, Archers, Hockland Long Rifle is a very bold strategy, Cotton. I mean, it could still work out if Nurgle comes over the hill, and on the outside it is going to be some Pistoliers. So yeah, looking good. I'm digging it, man. I am digging it. Time to Banana Bean says time to hate on YouTube chat. What is it, Civil War already? You guys are out of control over there, man. All right. Yeah, we're just casting today. We're going to be casting not just Anticity's games, but we're going to be casting games from all the players. So should be fun. But yeah, honestly, this Nurgle build is capable of winning. It just needs to really make sure its Lord doesn't get sniped, because the Empire is certainly going to struggle to kill mass amounts of infantry. And yeah, this is good. Get the great weapons onto the Griffins. That's like uber cost effective. So they do a little bit of damage on the downhill charge, which is very, very cool. Marauder Horseman throwing axes also aren't a bad idea. But you see how the Demogryph Knights actually took some decent HP damage and they're poisoned and whatnot. That's cost effective. But Nurgle needs to get a triple cap and really, really put the pressure on with that. So hiding the Nurgle Sorcerer in the trees is a great idea. And yeah, Nurgle needs to go full court press and just nonstop spell spam and really, really just get in there, man. So moving up on the high ground, we do see the Forsaken. Forsaken, if they are going to get charges on the Spearmen, that's going to be pretty big. Spearmen get annihilated by Forsaken, and the rest of the Nurglites have advanced up. And have all three objectives been taken yet? Not quite, so we'll call them... I don't know what to call this player. The name is a little out there. We'll call him Chan for now. But yeah, Chan needs to move up and get that grind going as soon as humanly possible and start casting those spells. On the low ground, it looks like Nurgle is going to get its clutches on objective 1, although they are being pulled apart. This is a mistake. These Nurglings should not be overextending into the chase like this, and also sending a shielded Marauder over here would basically shut all this play down. It wouldn't be very effective. So you got to do it. You got to do it. So far, the Forsaken doing very well. Oh, look at the plays. The Curse of the Leopard. So that actually gives damage reflection to the forces of Nurgle here, and that, well, not the whole army, but to this Forsaken unit. And then that makes the Demogryph Knights actually do a little bit of damage back to themselves. That's a very, very clever idea. But honestly, oh no, this is how you throw. No. Dude, no. The Nurgle, I'm so proud of this Nurgle player. He's actually winning right now, but then just throwing your Lord underneath Elspeth. Oh, you were doing so good. And here's the thing. If this Lord just hides in the bushes and doesn't get karate chopped like this, the Nurgle player is actually straight up beating Anticity right now. But if Anticity is able to get a snipe onto the Chaos Sorcerer, then that's completely going to be changing the dynamic of the game, right? So fleeing away is the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, and the Furies are going to be attacking Elspeth, which is good. Now, just hide this character in the bushes. Go down here, hug the edge of the map, because everything the Nurgle player is doing is very, very good. Full stuffing Anticity. Anticity's taking a bunch of bad trades right now. Spearmint into these guys. This is actually pretty decent. Having the Furies just kind of, tarp at these guys. But yeah, I'm a very proud Plague Father here. This is not bad at all. So don't send Nurglings out against Pistoliers. Pistoliers are going to be able to waste Nurglings pretty hard. Shielded Marauders are what you would want to be doing. But yeah, this is not bad. I mean, Nurgle is playing well and grinding down a lot of the army. And now pushing into Anticity's base, which is going to make it very, very tough. You can see how if the Empire doesn't bring Knights of the Black Rose and those type of elements, they are going to be struggling to get the karate chops. So what's it going to be down here? Shielded Marauders or Furies? So Furies are okay against Pistoliers. Their ammunition is running a little bit low, and we do see this Nurgle Sorcerer on the run. It potentially is in big danger. As long as it doesn't get cast by or hit by another Coruscating Blast, it might be able to survive. But it has taken... Here's the thing, right? If Elspeth is chasing down this Nurgle Sorcerer, that's like 3,400 gold that isn't actually fighting actively on the objective. So it's definitely not a terrible situation there. Curse of the Slug would be pretty massive, right? You get Curse of the Slug, slow down Elspeth, and take like a Tokyo Drift around the back of the formation over here and run this way. That's going to be very, very clean indeed. So fleeing away is the Chaos Sorcerers. Anticity's hot on the hunt, knowing that sniping is going to be the best way that he can get into this game. Nurgle needs to be careful not to overextend too hard and to consolidate on the objectives, right? So pull these guys back, or maybe chase an archer with one of them, but you really, really have to win on points in this matchup. But Nurgle's actually ahead in value right now, and we do see a beautiful Curse of the Slug. So Curse of the Slug activated right there. That's going to be popped, locked, and dropped here on Elspeth. So she's going to be incredibly slow right now. And yeah, it's just kind of getting hunted by a lot of Furies, which really, really isn't bad at all. A couple of Nurglings going to be stealing this point, so that's very, very big. But yeah, so far the Nurgle player is playing very well, and I'm very impressed. This is an extremely tough opponent, and Anticity's build, though, does lack infantry killing power. We're not seeing Blazing Suns, Black Rose, grenade launchers. It's really, really banked on sniping with Elspeth von Draken, which if you don't succeed, you're going to have a bad time. But yeah, these Nurgle infantry, they need to move back up to the high ground here and re-secure those positions. I do like that there's still this trolling back here. These Forsaken are just ripping it apart. And the Royal Outdwarf Griffites are pretty good in this matchup. They can definitely kill Nurgle infantry, but it's not... They're still a halberd unit at the end of the day, right? So it's going to be a little bit, time consuming for them to do that, as we do get Forsaken and more great weapons continuing to hunt and push. So the Nurgle Sorcerer, he's got the moves like Jagger, dude. He was able to move, and now he's going to be sweeping up to the high ground here. And wouldn't be a bad idea to get into these bushes over here. So get that Nurgle Sorcerer, hide them into the lane, and then run down this way. That's going to be a really, really strong play, because then, Elspeth is going to lose track of where you are, or you could even run north. You could run your Nurgle Sorcerer up towards Anticity spawn and just try and be elusive. It's really just a numbers game at this point. Just kind of waiting it out, grinding, and hoping that Anticity isn't going to have enough time to get the objectives. As a matter of fact, this is actually very cost ineffective for Anticity. The Chaos Furies of Nurgle are tar pitting these guns very, very well, and this is a huge down trade here for Anticity, and a big win for Oni-chan. Yes, yeah, the name's great. That's pretty funny. All right, Chaos Warriors going to be heading back up to the high ground to secure that point. We do have a couple of Pestigors in the secondary. But, as long as the Nurgle player doesn't make any colossal blunders and they play it safe with their hero and their Lord, even with a Lord snipe at this point, I think that the Nurgle player is going to be probably favored. Elspeth is a sniping character. She's not really good at killing mass amounts of infantry and chaff. I mean, she still rides a dragon. The dragon does have the capabilities of other dragons in terms of attack animations and whatnot, but it's not going to be super effective at clearing out the Marauders and all these little gremlins. And yeah, this is how you beat the Empire with Nurgle. You just swarm them with crappy units, and the Empire can totally win it, but you need to play a little bit more of a Knights of the Black Rose, Blazing Sun, Grenade Launcher, like just everything the Empire has that's good at killing infantry. Like Volkmar, for example, would have been a little bit stronger here probably, and that is Anticity's specialty. He's, of course, the Volkmar man, but we do see the triple cap going pretty damn hard right now. And Anticity really, really forced into the corner here. He's trying to micro, but, Nurgle's suffocating. I can tell you, I've been basically suffering all week with Nurgle's afflictions. I still am a little bit. And, it's tough, man. When Nurgle gets that big, disgusting squeeze on you, it can really, really, add up. Demogryph Knights here being dragged down. Currently, 6.4k value for Oni-chan and 4.3 for Anticity. And that's even worse because the Nurgle army's healing nonstop because of the Children of Nurgle lore passive. So hiding that Chaos Sorcerer down in the bushes, MLG play, right? Because that's Anticity's only lifeline to really get back in the game is with the kill on the Lord, maybe penalizing the Nurgle army's leadership and getting a counter push at the last second, something like that. So advancing up are more Marauders, and down here, it's looking over, honestly. I think that's going to be a pretty big victory here for Oni-chan in game one. And yeah, this is a dangerous map to pick the Empire on, in my opinion, with the big hill. It's a tricky one, but I think this map's really cool. It kind of changes up the meta a little bit, changes up the build styles, and now there's going to be a Spirit Leech being used on a freaking Fury of Nurgle. That doesn't feel good, right? That's the troll toll being paid right there. So those bad boys are going to be getting Spirit Leech, but even still, they're going to keep Elspeth busy for a moment. And moving up, do we have more infantry coming in? Nope, that's going to be a GG, well played victory for the Plague Father. Looks like all my retching and coughing has been serving Nurgle well, and that's going to be GG, well to the played. So thank you guys for joining tonight. It's been fun. Hope you're all doing well. And so I think is this the same build we used against Outer Regions Empire in the finals? GG Anticity. You'll be back, man. You win your next 3 games, and we'll see you in the semifinals. I believe in you. But yeah, no, this is meta Nurgle. You just go, yep. The only thing that I probably don't mix in is Rot Knights, but I don't think it's a terrible decision. In the late game, it's actually not bad if you call it a Rot Knight to deal with the Empire cap spam. Yeah, there weren't any good targets for Elspeth, for sure. She was paying the troll toll there. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining. It's been fun. We're dual streaming on the old Twitch tonight if you guys want to check that out. I think we have some mods in chat. You could drop a link over there. But, yeah, it was a good one. The redacted Banana Bean says, congrats to the redacted Oni-chan. Yeah, we're just going to call you Oni-chan for sure. As funny as that is, I think that's probably a little bit better. Yeah, so this is Nurgle 101 against Empire. Nurgle 101. We probably have a little bit of time before the next round. Let me just check on the rounds here and see what's cooking here. Let's refresh this. And where are we? Grenade launchers are extremely good against all infantry, mostly. I mean, even heavily armored infantry don't like being grenade launched there. So, yeah. What do you think the Chorfs need to be competitive? They're not competitive. Chorfs are actually decent. They do tend to lean a little bit on their trains as a bit of a crutch for their competitive play, but overall the Chorf faction is viable, and we see them in competitive play all the time. I still got Nurgle's Rod a little bit, yeah. Still got it. A couple more days. I'm sweating out all the evil sin, man. It's a process. It's been a process. Yeah, I saw the Bannerlord trailer. Yeah, I did. That was pretty exciting. I was just playing Bannerlord, even regular Bannerlord, the other night, and I was like, man, this game has so much potential. It's a shame they abandoned it. And then, boom, a trailer comes out with, like, naval combat and stuff. It's pretty nuts. You think it's just fist bump me on each hand, but he ran out of space? You could, let's see. No, fist bump? You think it's fist? I don't know. I don't think it's, I'm not sure. I think it actually is what it is here. But yeah, very good Nurgle build. And for the Empire, we could talk about the matchup a little bit. So there's a couple ways to go about it. Empire versus Nurgle. Let's see. So what was like the last style we used? So if we were playing Empire against Nurgle, the Sons of Sigmar, Inticity's obviously a much stronger player than I am, so I'm sure he'll figure it out in a matter of if he plays that matchup again later, he'll have a solution. But yeah, so what would I go for? I'd probably go something along these lines. So State Troopers and yeah, your Nurgle build. Yeah, is that very similar to the Nurgle build you use? Yeah. I get that, Harrison. Volkmar's fine. I'm actually a big enjoyer of Toddy, though. Toddy can be pretty menacing. Because Toddy can fight the Nurgle characters like Kasich, as well as the... if they do decide to go that route. And, you know, the leadership shenanigans on him are pretty good. Definitely Burning Head. Because, like, Nurgle's other playstyles, which are, like, SE-focused against Empire, tend to suck and be suboptimal. So I think something like this is good. I really do like the Pistolier opening. It's very, very disruptive. And you can even have a grenade launcher man and start with like a Black Rose Knight and then, you know, something like this. And then I really like Black Rose in this matchup though. Blazing Suns are also quite good. So you can mix in Blazing Suns if you want. I should have stuck with the classic wagon spam. So in Ticity, the wagon spam is actually not super good against Nurgle infantry spam. In my opinion. I mean, you're good enough that you could probably make it work, but I do feel as if it's not the strongest way to play against it. Yeah, so then you got the double grenade launchers, you have the Knights of the Black Rose and Blazing Suns to keep things in check. Free Company Militia are really, really good. Collins there. Then you can maybe consider throwing in a Greatsword, maybe just one Black Rose here. I don't hate the Flagellants either, actually. I think they're pretty good here. But yeah, something along these lines is probably fine. Yeah, just kind of spitballing there. I've gone back to watch some Heroes of Might and Magic 3 stuff. True Classic. Oh yeah, it is. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is one of the GOAT games. It's so freaking good. Who wins? The unwashed masses full of swamp booty or lots of explosions? It depends. That map was also not good for Empire. It's against Nurgle because he has that huge hill. So Inticity's normal like shooting style would still be viable, but would have more problems because of the hill. Yeah. Or you can bring Karl Franz for morale purposes. Yeah, absolutely. The Franz, man. You could go Franz in Lifecaster, but Burning Head is really good. You need to get through the Pestigors and the Great Weapons. Those guys are a pain. They drag down your heavy cav very effectively, actually. Very, very effectively here. All right, so let's see how we're looking here in the round. Almost there. So a handful of games still to go. Want to thank you guys all for joining tonight. It's been fun so far. As we get into round uno. Yeah, I've been getting itched to get back into Heroes of Might and Magic, actually. It's super, that game is so freaking good. What do you guys main in Heroes of Might and Magic? What are your jams? Is it the I feel like probably most people are Necropolis players. That's probably the most popular faction. Necropolis is really brutal. For me, I always like Inferno though. It's all about the Haggard Djinns and the Devils. Remember the Devils have that like animation where they like get their finger and they're like, "Come to me, precious." Stavier says, "Happy to see you on Twitch. Do you have a subscription disabled?" No, it's not disabled. It's just not unlocked yet. The last time I streamed on Twitch was 12 years ago. I think I had like a Magic card stream. I just one night and that was it. So we don't have like any of the stuff unlocked. Yeah. Necropolis. Yeah, I knew. I also came over here to Prime Sub, forgetting you wouldn't have it yet. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Play Songs of Silence with me. It's similar. Dude, Pone is the seducer. He's the sweet seducer. I will play that with you though, Pone. Yeah. Need to get Turin on Escape from Tarkov. Oh god, dude, no. I used to be good at shooter games. I was really, really good at Halo Combat Evolved. I used to like get my homies over and 1v3 them. But that was, 2003, 2004, I think. Yeah. Not anymore. Necropolis or Stronghold. Yeah, Stronghold's really fun in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, but they fall off for sure. Like they're really, you get your behemoth in like week 1, but then after that you're kind of like a bit of a potato. Streams are getting later. Summer already upon us. Yeah, dude, I'm sweating right now. It's actually very hot in California already, at least where I live. I do plan on doing some early streams as well, so we will get that going. Yeah, we'll try, man. We'll try. Anyone play? I don't know what that is, Wild Boy. Never heard of that. I have not heard of that. Okay, so how are we looking in the tourney? The Kraken. This is going to be Anticity's Batman arc. It's like when him and Bane fight, and then he has to like climb out of the pits and like rehab his back in jail. Then he comes out and is ready to go. God, that Batman. That honestly, even the new Robert Pattinson Batman was really good, and the Penguin show that went with it. But the Christian Bale Batman was so fun. I love the part where like they're in Gotham and the police have had to go to ground and the villains and Bane own the city, and then Batman comes back and like leads the rescue of the city. It's so good. Oh, it was so good. I mean, there's some corny fighting in it for sure when you go back and watch some of the extras fighting, but even still, the premise is so fun. I'm the old man in prison. I'm the old man in prison. Yeah. We'll see. You earworm me with the Palpatine help me. I've been using it with my friend group. It's impossible to escape, You can get out of the pit, dude. I believe in you, man. I believe in you. Chosen one. Yeah, we got some great signups though, man. The community's been very healthy lately. I'd say the scene's looking pretty damn good. And life's good. No complaints. Did you play Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, I love Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I actually don't even like single-player games, but I played the first couple acts on that, and I had a good time with it. Yeah, it was fun. The Penguin show really made me appreciate it. Dude, the Penguin, oh, he was so good. Colin Farrell was so freaking good. The ending, it's been long enough that we can talk about the ending of the Penguin, right? Like, if you haven't seen it at this point, but holy shit, I was not expecting that. With the Penguin, I was like, okay, he's going to be kind of like obviously he's got a bit of a troublesome background and did some really dark stuff, but like I thought they were going to kind of have him be like a semi-likable villain, but my God, that ending, that was like, okay, this is just, you see how truly wretched and evil he is, that was really the, dude, I was so sad. And the kid that, Victor, the kid that he has with him, he looks exactly like one of my friends too from college. He looks exactly like actually one of my roommate's brothers that used to hang out with us. So for me, it was especially dark. I was like, oh my God. I haven't still watched it yet. Okay. Yeah, that's as much as we're gonna say on it, but we're not gonna spoil exactly what happened. Man. Yeah, it was something. You use that in your daily life now. Yeah, no, Haggard is very much an earworm. Okay, 2 games to finish. We got Space Pope and Apostate. We have Oni-chan and then Apostate Prostate in here. We got all the MVPs. Yeah, we got all the MVPs here. Penguin's been out for a while though, My boy, I was watching the last Siege tournament. My family comes from the same place in Italy. My actual name is... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Italy's definitely somewhere I want to visit. I've never been out there. Been to Germany, been to Reykjavik over there. Poland, obviously, is where I spend most of my time in Europe. Because my wife is Polish, as you guys know. I've told you a million times. Yes. We're going, man. We're getting this party started, and round 2 should be starting any minute. What kind of infantry do you hope Slangors will be? I think Slangors, it's pretty clear, right? So let's look at this. Slangors are going to be dual wielding because you have the great weapon, you have the halberd, or excuse me, not the halberd. You have the great weapon on Nurgle, you have the sword and shield on Tzeentch. Khorne has the halberd, and the only unique archetype that's missing is the dual wielding. So if you look at most of the art of Slangors and, in various Games Workshop productions, Slangors are depicted to have like double claw hands. So they're obviously going to be dual wielding or dual weapon, which will be very good. I mean, a fast anti-infantry might be a little bit redundant with the Forsaken, but the Forsaken do have 85 armor. So that's one thing that they'll have over the Slangor. But Slangors just being like cheaper Forsaken with Vanguard is fine, but that's what they're going to be. I thought Slangors would have had spears. We already have like a halberd though, like an anti-large. I mean, maybe I would expect dual weapon, but I could be wrong. Pestigor should have had halberds. Pestigors are really good. They're probably the best unit on the Nurgle roster. What is my build versus Empire? I think I have some Pestigors in it. Yeah, this is. Yeah, so that can't be right. I think no, this is the build, but the Chaos Knight needs to be cut from the build. Yeah, this is more or less my build against Empire with Nurgle. It's actually pretty similar to what we just saw. Although he didn't have Pestigors in the Vanguard, I like to have Vanguard Pesties out of the gates because they help you grab the objectives instantly, which is really, really big. Hom 3 best faction is the dungeon. I love the dungeon. Yeah, dungeon's very fun. God, now you guys got me wanting to play that, man. Twitch would be a good spot for us to stream Heroes because on YouTube there's a troll going around on YouTube, and he or they, I don't know how many of them there are, but basically what happens is they false copyright claim the soundtrack for Heroes of Might and Magic 3 to extort money out of people who stream it on YouTube, and there's even the original soundtrack creator has come out and been like, yeah, that's not me. There's just someone scamming you. And trying to fight back against those scammers on YouTube is freaking brutal. It's like, it's such a stupid, crappy system. So yeah, that makes me a little bit nervous to go in there. Hom 3 stream. Yeah, we'll do it, man. We will do it. Yeah, Chaos Knights aren't super good against Empire. So if I were to adjust this build, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, so we got Nurgle versus... Yeah, we have what, 1500? I'd almost rather go with a Plague Ogre, but I think our a double Chaos Warrior Great Weapon could also be fine, and another Great Weapon. Yeah, like something like this. Or you get another Marauder Horseman Throwing Axe. They're actually very good here. Then we can get Nurgling and a Shielded Boy, and that's got to be fine. Yeah, that build is actually quite a bit better. Reminds me of Nurgle versus Empire. Chaos Knights just are bad against Empire. The demis are always around. There's too many spears and guns. They just get wrecked. Yeah. All right. Did they announce the release date of the Olden area yet? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what the deal is with that. I think it's coming out Q2, they said. Yeah, something like that. Music in Hom 3 is God's here. I know, that's literally why you do it. That's why you play that game and you stream it, because the music is so freaking good. All right, so we're ready for the next round. Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry, Chosen are not very good against Empire. I mean, you could maybe try and slip in one of the late game, but it's better to keep the capture weight momentum with cheaper trash units. All right. So we're advancing the round, and we're going to find another game to cast. Go have fun. Thank you guys for joining, man. What's going on? Life treating you guys well? All right, so Goblins, round 2 is live. Let's go ahead and get this. Round 2 is live. All right. So let's go find another matchup. We can do... who do we want to do here? We got some fun matches, man. We'll do Alexander Nuts versus Attack Speed Enjoyer. That sounds like a fun matchup there. Alexander. Lobby code, please. Attack Speed Enjoyer. All right, so we're getting that. Nurgle needs Chosen with double shields. That would be pretty sick. Just like huge, towering like shields. Moving up with a 99% missile block chance. That'd be the truly forbidden tech. Nobody would ever be able to defeat Nurgle again. When I used to play the Modern Warfare 2 back in like 2007, 2008, that was my favorite thing was using the Riot Shield. I used to always love that. It's just the ultimate power fantasy. And just you got a Wood Elf Mirror. Hey man, that's an ODM special. That's that's literally that is what ODM power fantasy is about at night. That is your jam. The dreaded Wood Elf High Micro Mirror matchup. All right, so let's get into a lobby and we will do it. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoy seeing the loading screen simulator that is Total War competitive, because it's great. And here we go. We need Putrid Blight Kings. I agree. Putrid Blight Kings are on my menu. I think that having Putrid Blight Kings, like monstrous Nurgle infantry, like aspiring champions for Nurgle, would be the greatest thing. Yeah. Some of us remember the Riot Shield in the Red Faction 2001. Oh, I never played that. You'll try and do him proud? There you go, man. I believe in you. Oh, just hacked up a bit of my lung. Great. Nurgle's still going strong. Well, we're going to see if they'll get some more wins today. And, all right. Yeah. There we go. So attack speed enjoyer on Bretonnia versus Dwarves. Oh, shit. Okay. This is going to be different. So Malden says, I think Bretonnia needs aspiring style infantry to balance them out. Aspiring paladins, like Foot Grail Knights, that would be pretty badass. Like if they got their own aspiring champion. It's tricky because in Total War, Malden, like everything kind of, has to be approved by Games Workshop. In tabletop, does Bretonnia have that? They don't. They do have Foot Knights, but they're basically just like Foot Squires. They're just like great weapons, humans on the ground. This matchup's really hard. Yeah. Universal says with so many people here compared to YouTube, it looks like a luxury airport lounge. Yeah, just like one of those. I don't know. Yeah, those like weird VIP lounges at the airport. Jack, thank you for the tenor, man. After playing only single player Total War for years, your channel got me into multiplayer for the first time and revived the game for me. I'm loving the content lately. Hey, thank you, Jack. That means a lot, man. Yeah, higher chance of getting turns attached. Yeah, no, I have like an app thing running that I can see. It combines both chats onto one screen, so I should see everything regardless of where you guys are hanging out. For the lady, but it seems dwarf favored. It's not unwinnable. I would say I'd probably even Trebuchet, but Alexander might just come in with a fat Thunderbarge, guys. Just a fat, just rotund, thick, veiny Thunderbarge just floating up in the skies. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll find out. Oh my god, that's something that like I don't know any of the like emoji culture or any of that stuff. I just have no idea how that works. Yeah, it's all witchcraft to me, man. Okay. So there we go. Let the good times roll. Let them roll. So let's try this. And the admin stuff's all good. You guys want the Thunderbarge? I hope he brings it. It's actually, Thunderbarges, you don't need to ban them in domination mode. Oh yeah, gaming, you don't need to. Thunderbarges are good. In land battle, they're more problematic because, you have to deal with them. Whereas in domination mode, you can just kind of win on objectives too. So I'm pretty sure in land battle, they just ban Thunderbarge. It's so funny when... I obviously did land battle for years, from when we started the channel all the way up to Warhammer 3. We did land battle so heavily, and seeing the parallels between land battle and the issues it had and still has, and seeing how that is the exact same problem that exists in the tabletop game, which doesn't have objectives, is obviously it's wild. Like in the tabletop game of Warhammer Fantasy, like monsters are just super abusive. Single entity abuse is really nasty and hard to deal with. I tried the Barge. Objective caps work wonders versus it. It's true. Yeah, somebody needs to print out a folder. Like a laminated folder with memes so I can understand them with my... Dude, I actually am looking into getting a monocle. I have my glasses now so I can see a little bit better out of my pirate eye, my bulging Igor eye. I can see better now. Oh, okay, so Stavier says Total Biscuit is used to mock the streamer. Oh, okay, interesting. But why is he mocking the streamer? He's just like laughing, right? Yeah, it's weird. I feel like now that I have these glasses that I won't play as well. Nurgle's blessings will be withdrawn from me. No monocle, you'll be squinting 24/7 and give yourself a wild headache. But imagine how cool I would look with a monocle, you know? Imagine how friggin' sweet that would be. CA Def got the translation from tabletop, right? Yeah. Sounds like I'll have a full PowerPoint. Okay, so yeah, Anna's gonna take care of me. I love the picture, darling. My wife just appeared in the chat there. Yeah, she's got that cat, the laughing cat meme. I love that one. It's so good. I can see, I can fight. Yeah, that's right. You guys remember that movie? God, what was that movie? It's a hockey movie, and it's either from the 80s or the 90s, and they have these like two Canadian guys on their team. They're like two brothers who wear glasses, and they're like the enforcers, and they're like just like brutal on the hockey floor. I have very similar ones to what they had, I suppose. Yeah. Cool. So Bretonnia versus dwarves. Foot squires, I guess. Friggin' trebuchets. Felix. Oh, Rapunzel. Oh, you're gonna go. No, yeah, the Hanson brothers, I think. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Slapshot. It might be Slapshot. Yeah, Slapshot. No, not Mighty Ducks. Not Mighty Ducks. I don't think it's Mighty Ducks. Yeah, not sure. But yeah, no, I'll eventually learn all the emojis and whatnot. It'll be good. Blades of Glory. I love that movie. Yeah, Blades of Glory is fun. I'm trying to think about like my favorite Will Ferrell movie. I mean, obviously everyone millennial from my time loves freaking Anchorman, and the Anchorman, the first one and the second one and whatnot. But man, oh man, is A Night at the Roxbury maybe a hidden gem out there? You guys remember that with Hathaway? What is Love? Oh, it was just golden. I think I just tortured my family when I first heard that song as a kid. I was like just bumping it nonstop. It's such a good song. It's such a good song. Yeah, Renegade Moose, I agree with you. I think that Hippos can do work here. It's a little bit touch and go, but if they can avoid the shooting, they can do some serious work. Elf is top tier. Well, yeah, Elf is really good. Elf is very good. Old School is amazing. Talladega Nights. Oh, Talladega Nights has got so many gems. I love the dinner scene when Will Ferrell is with his family and the grandpa, and the two kids are just like abusing the grandpa. I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. the grandpa is like, oh, it's so great. Everyone did the head bob from that movie. Yeah, that's true. Wait, how is your game done, Anticity? How is that even possible, dude? This game hasn't even loaded in yet. What? We vanguarded on top of each other and you won it? Oh my god. Yeah, I was like, how is these guys legit have not even started yet. I've been sitting here for like a good 5-10 minutes while you just have some Vanguard cockfight that ends in like 10 seconds. Oh my god, that's really funny. All right, one sec, guys. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you guys for joining, man. I'm sweating out the Nurgle sin right now, so this is good. We're sweating it out together. One day at a time. Oh, a flame cannon. Oh, dude. We have a flame cannon. Oh, hell, Ricky. I was drunk when I said that. Yeah, it's so good. There was like one really obscure line in Talladega Nights that just made me laugh for years. And they're sitting at the dinner table with the grandpa, and he like leans over to someone and says like, oh God, what is the exact line? He's like, remember, the field mouse is fast, but the owl sees at night. And I don't know why that was so funny to me, but it's just one of those things that stuck with me. Just like some deranged old man just saying random shit. Oh God. Okay, guys, let's talk about the builds here. Okay, so taking a look at the mighty legions here of Attack Speed Enjoyer. He's going to be presenting a front line of men-at-arms with shields. Which, if somebody's going to get massacred, might as well be the men-at-arms. That's their job. And yeah, they're going to get obliterated for the lady. That's what they do. The rest of the Bretonnian battle line is going to be peasant mobs. And yeah, this is, I think, the most effective way to play against dwarves is Rapunzel. She's going to speak to some managers, all right. She's ready to go. And yeah, anti-infantry and buffs nearby Bretonnians, especially with Felix, they can actually destroy dwarf lords in combat, which is great. On the backside, we got Grail Guardians. Oh my god, we got the elite of the elite. Okay, guys. We have some Grail Chads. Now, on paper, these guys, huge armor piercing, crazy good stats. Should be able to bully dwarves to an extent, but very weak against shooting, right? Cannonball shooting, gyrocopters. There's lots of stuff that can really get them very, very good. We threw Grandpa Chip's war medals off the bridge today. It's so good, man. It's so good. Oh, they just don't make it like that anymore. All right, guys. So, back here for the rest of the Dwarven Legion, it is going to be Dwarf Warriors backed up by Blasting Charges, the dreaded Flame Cannon, and a Dwarf Lord. So yeah, Dwarves are definitely not the most exciting faction to play. Usually their builds are, I wouldn't say one-dimensional, but they have a lot of the same components across pretty much every single matchup. But yeah, Flame Cannon is extremely off-meta. This is fun. Cannons would probably be, a single cannon would be a little bit more meta here, but even still, Flame Cannons can wreck a lot of what they shoot, whether it be infantry, cavalry, you name it. So there it is. Let us know your predictions, guys. Who are you rooting for? Bad-mouthing the short folk. No, come on. Come on now. We're all having a good time here. The Dowie are moving up. They're pumping their dwarven legs and getting ready to go. I love that when you see the Doomseekers on the dwarves, like the big, like they're literally the size of like an orc, like a black orc, but just like these giant, like, you know, it looks so ridiculous. Oh, don't get me talking about Walker, Texas Ranger. That was one of my favorite shows of all time growing up. I love Walker, Texas Ranger. If we could have the Walker, Texas Ranger theme song be like our jam here on the channel, oh, that'd be so good. So there we go. The flame cannons are shooting, and do they make any contact? Looks like the Bretonnians do get hit there a little bit, but are able to escape without any casualties. The Bretonnian army holding firm. And yeah, so you're probably going to see the men-at-arms like disappear. Their source code is most likely going to be deleted from the game very quickly by the blasting charges. Blasting charges are very good against these type of units. And in the back now we got foot squires being called in with the Damsel of Life. So the Damsel of Life is there. So is Bretonnia going to move up and contest the objective? Doesn't look like it. Rather, it looks like they're just going to sit, let the dwarves get their ground, and figure out how they're going to be dealing with the squire hammer. I saw somebody just yell squires in chat, and it got my brain on that tangent there. But yeah, I mean, Skyhammer, that could be a problem. Flame Cannon is cooking. We see the men-at-arms being roasted. So yeah, this is some roasted French cuisine here. These guys are going to be getting cooked and sent back to the Shadow Realm. But, you know, it's a cheap unit, right? These guys cost like almost nothing. Here comes another salvo. Getting onto the foot squires would be ideal. But Bretonnia's got some schemes in the shadows, guys. She's got some schemes in the shadows. Or they do. Grail Guardians sitting back here, waiting to ambush the dwarves. Now, these trees do not give you full cover, I don't think. Or actually, they do. It looks like they're actually hidden back here. Okay. And on the other side, we see something very much the same ilk. It's another Grail Guardian waiting to descend from the heavens. Maybe go for that back objective, try and shut down that flame cannon. Not going to be easy. So Pegasus Knight's called out. Definitely a good idea. You can't just let a gyrocopter fly and do whatever it wants. Rapunzel is getting, she's getting a haircut here. She's getting cooked by that. Since what are the flame cannons so, like, accurate? It's, like, just right in on her right there, man. Getting some serious damage. So here it comes for the lady. Full tilt. Here comes the cav. We got Grail Guardians coming from the high ground here. Grail Guardians here. Pegasus Knight's getting cooked by the freaking flame cannon. Oh my god, is the flame cannon meta upon us? Is this gonna be the future? I don't know. The game audio. Okay, is the game audio low? Let me check. It should be on, but I'll turn it up in between games. But it sounds like it's on right now. All right, guys. So coming in, defenders of Fleur de Lis in the front line, and the foot squires and Rapunzel and company have now engaged. And here comes the first Grail Guardian charge. They're going to get a nice little flank charge there onto the Dwarf Warriors. And then they're going to peel out and get on top of the flame cannon. So there they go. And we're going to see how long they can endure. Because now the dwarves are going to be calling in the slayers. And we can see the powerful Mohawks are out here. And that's going to be a lot of anti-large stopping power. And yeah, a lot of effort for the Bretonnians, right? These Grail Guardians need to go back and forth and just be microed like absolute beasts. They're not a unit you can really, sit and forget. Look at that. The Skyhammer actually landed on the ground to avoid the Pegasus Knights, and it's just shooting its minigun here at the Grail Guardians. Dwarves actually calling in an unprotected Iron Drake back here, so there's a pretty decent chance that the Bretonnian Knight's going to be able to ride them down. We do also see the Pegasus Knights trading effectively into the Skyhammer here, so that's got to be very, very good. But man, these guys are getting Last Samurai as they move in. Yeah, absolutely Last Samurai. I'll check the game sound. Yeah, it seems weird. Okay, now the game sounds actually off. Okay, we heard some explosions. Weird. Yeah. Weird stuff indeed. I'll take a look, though. Yeah, I'll take a look. All right, so the Grail Guardians do get a good charge on top of the Iron Drakes with the Trollimer Torpedoes, shutting those guys down for a moment. Now going to be pulling back towards the middle, perhaps. We will have to see. And the Pegasus Knights were able to keep the Gyro Bombers honest. At the very least, they're not actively shooting and just annihilating many of the Bretonnian battle lines. So yeah, the Bretonnians are going to have to get some good picks here. They're going to have to take down the Iron Drakes. They're going to have to take down the Skyhammer because obviously, I mean, what did you expect? Looking back at this fight right now, we see the Men-at-Arms just being scorched earth. I mean, it is such a technology gap and a durability gap. It is, yeah, it's not great. So those guys right there do get nuked, and the Dwarves able to secure the middle objective. Still some Foot Squires fighting over here, I think, or at least for Ponce is keeping a pocket still going strong. Whereas Bretonnia is just trying to farm value in the back. And they're having some mixed success, but the Skyhammer is still very much online, so the Skyhammer squadron still going. I believe that the Iron Drakes still stabilized. So man, oh man, it's tough to shut down Dwarven shooting. These guys have insanely good leadership, 125 armor. Man, it's not easy. With Slayers running around as well. So Bretonnia is going to be coming back and chasing down the Skyhammer squadron. Attack Speed Enjoyer does have very, very good micro and has access to healing too. We still have some Grail Guardians still going strong, so the Grail Guardians are able to slap into the back of the Dwarven position and maybe get some decent value trading. But the Flame Cannon is still online. Oh, that sucks for the Bretonnians, man. Flame Cannon just cooking and just feasting on this Grail Guardian right here. They're taking so much damage right there. All right, guys, so back towards Objective 3. It looks like Bretonnia is able to hold on to that and still just being, you know, kind of a menace back here as the Pegasus Knights are harassing and keeping the Skyhammer away from the front lines at least. And it looks like here some Slayer Pirates were called in. So the Long Dong Slayer Pirates of Karak Dive Bar have arrived. These guys are freaking awesome, and they have really good armor-piercing pistols. This is not good. The Bretonnians need to move these units because these Slayer Pirates are really giving them the dirty. If only it was this easy to kill Pegasus Knights in friggin' Tabletop. They're like the most busted shit ever. It's pretty insane. But yeah, the Long Dongs Pirates are whipping out their Long Dongs and doing quite a bit of damage against the Pegasus Knights, definitely sealing the deal, as Bretonnia desperately trying to fight wherever they can, but just being steamrolled basically here by the Dwarves. I've actually had some close victories against Dwarves with Bretonnia. This was a while back, but man, oh man, it is not easy. I do think Trebuchets have some milk, you know, sitting back and doing a defensive Trebuchet build while Mass Cav pressures the home objective. You kind of treat it like you do Dwarves in any other matchup where you just kind of want to ping-pong them between the objectives. Trying to take like a square fight versus a Dowie blasting charge line is a recipe for failure, I think, for most factions. Well, anyways, over here, Grail Guardians trying their best, but like even just the lowliest Dwarven minor unit here has really good AP values and can, you know, start chipping through the Grail Guardians. And they're just going to like lose to basically 2 junk units here and have a bad time, you know, during the process. Yep, and the back Pegasus Knights got taken offline, and it's looking like we're going to be seeing Bretonnia massacred once again. Questing Knights calling. I do like Questing Knights. They're very good against Dwarves, especially if Dwarves aren't rocking like things like cannons. They can do a ton of work. But yeah, the Dwarf Tide is coming. They're pumping those short Dwarven legs, moving up towards the high ground, and they're gonna get their prize. They're gonna get that booty, and it's gonna be very, very tough indeed. Yep, capture weight starting to flip. Rapunce has a little pocket of strength, but now it's about to be Gotham's Reckoning all over again. As the Skyhammer Squadron returns from its successful reconnaissance mission and survived the Pegasus Knights, and is just going to start bombarding shit. You're going to see it's going to get pretty crazy here. Oh, God, technology difference. All right, so there they go, and now we're going to see these guys get some too. Oh, no, just scorched earth as you see these guys just get taken to Pound Town, man. Holy Wardens of Monticello trying their best, but yeah, they're not going to be long for this earth. Yep, Dwarves got this game, though. I mean, I don't see how the Bretonnians can win this. There's so many angry Dwarves on the battlefield, and there is a bit of a value difference. Yeah, 9 against 5.2. Bretonnia does have some healing, but yeah, it's just not going to be enough. Longbeard's heading up to Objective 1, going to be able to stabilize that. And yeah, that's going to be it, probably. GG, well played. I mean, Dwarves are very polarizing, okay? Bretonnia can definitely beat, you know, a handful of pretty good factions, but Dwarves are a really brutal one for a lot of factions, and Bretonnia just really struggles against everything the Dwarves present. Like especially with Slayers and the Slayer Pirates with their armor-piercing pistols now, it's pretty scary stuff. Yep, triple cap there. Bretonnia thinking about getting cheeky on the outside. Attack Speed Enjoyer trying his best, but Alexander Nuts Gonna be, you know, unleashing the nuts here. So Longbeard's heading up, securing that objective. About 1,000 points coming in for the dwarves, and the dwarves look like they're gonna, in a matter of seconds, the dwarves are basically gonna be winning on just one objective. So they could just hunker down on one if they wanted to, but they have like full control over all three of these. All right, Dwarf Warrior Great Weapons, the Dwarven Lord with the Star Metal Plate, very cost effective. I mean, even just a bare bones Dwarf Lord is so freaking hard for Bretonnia to kill. And yeah, with the Slayer Pirates arriving, lowering the melee attack of these nearby units, it's a really good combo. You basically get the Long Dong Slayer Pirates, who give negative, negative 5 melee attack plus negative 8 from the Dwarf Lord, so that's going to be negative 13, which is quite good. Ekron's Miners blasting away into outer space, sending some of those Bretonians on a space odyssey. Ground control to Major Bretonian. As Quest Knights coming in to try and secure the back objective, but it's going to take a hot minute. There's still a lot of dwarves here. Approaching 1,200 points, we have 489, so the Bretonians have not gotten points in quite some time. And yeah, that's it. GG. You know, he might keep fighting. Attack Speed Enjoyer is a very good micro player, but I don't think his build was very good. It had its strengths for sure, but yeah, against dwarves, it might seem counterintuitive, but you actually need to use a lot of archers. You need to go like 8 archers and sit on your home objective, value trade with your archers, maybe bounce around. The expensive elite cav are a bit of a mistake. I think just using the Quest Knights is about as pricey as you want to go. Rapont's going to get a regrowth, which is cool, but yeah, completely routed and sent back to the Shadow Realm right there. So that is going to be it. And Bretonnia maybe has a chance of getting their home objective back, but there's still just so many erect dwarfs back here. And also a unit of Slayers is coming, which is going to be able to shut down the Questing Knights or at least target them and, yeah, give some serious trouble. This is Bowie back to Bowie. Can you hear me? Oh, you're talking to the ground control. That song is so freaking good. David Bowie's got some amazing stuff. I really like the song Heroes. Yeah, it's either Heroes or We Could Be Heroes. That's probably my favorite song of his. How about 8 trebuchets? And you see Anticity, of course, always with the forbidden thought process. How far can I push it? I think you would lose because the trebuchets would value trade, but they would just march you down. You wouldn't be able to stop them from getting to your trebuchets. But yeah, I think mass archers is the way. And Rapunzel with Felix. Rapunzel, Felix, and a Heavens Caster can work pretty good because the Heavens Caster is actually really good at nuking dwarvish infantry. And yeah, and then Rapunzel and Felix can 2v1 the dwarf lords and dwarf characters pretty effectively. But I mean, even still, it's 100% dwarf favored. Like even if you have the most optimal Bretonian build, you're going to be on the back foot. You're going to be suffering. Yeah, hippos can do all right too. Hippogriff Knights with healing can be pretty effective. Yeah, thank you, Robert. Yeah, no, the vision's getting, you know, we're figuring it out. I just got my glasses, my computer glasses today, so I'm not as much of a pirate today, which is fun. Okay, yeah, Cav coming in, going for one last hoorah. You know, the emotional victory. At least you get a cool looking downhill charge with all your badass barded war horses, but that's pretty much going to be all you get, is the dwarves don't really care. They just keep marching through it, and more Slayers rushing to the home objective, and that is going to be that. GG, well played. All right, one sec, guys. There we are. So what's cooking? Let's theorycraft a little bit, right? Because that feels like a pretty accursed matchup. I don't think the Grail Guardians are that great, although, man, he managed to get 2,200 value with one of them, so maybe make him eat my words a little bit. Granted, I feel like a Questing Knight can do that for cheaper. But yeah, hard to say. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's a really, really tough one. And dealing with the frickin' Air Force is troll, too. Backstab Bandit. I play this matchup as dwarves frequently, and it feels like I don't even need to invest in rage units. You just march them down. It requires a massive amount of effort for Bretonnia to win, whereas dwarves, it requires much less. Flame cannon value. Oh, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I got you. Yeah, we'll fix the sound. So 2,100 here. Hold on. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I had the game sound muted on my end because yeah, when I was loading the stream and I was just playing the background music. Oh god, I'm such an idiot. Okay, you guys should have game sound now. Yeah, no, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. Pro streamer here. Yeah. Cool. It should be fine now. Yeah, 2,000 value on the flame cannon. 1,300. Slayer Pirates got about 1,000 value too. Okay, so if I were cursed to play the we can, but at the end of the stream, if you guys remind me after the finals, I'll play Bretonnia against a good dwarf player. I'll even grab Alexander. See if we can. I mean, I'm sure we'll lose, but I want to see what kind of ground we can make with that. That, Anticity, that should be your next challenge, dude. I think that should be your next challenge. You know how you've had those kind of things where like, your goal is to do this or that, and it's very fun to watch and follow. I think you should make it your goal to suffer with Bretonia and try and win a competitive SFT with them. That should be your goal. And you just that's all you do until you win with them. Just the grinding and suffering. If anybody can do it, you have the micro, You never saw the true Bretonian play? Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, but he doesn't play too much anymore, so maybe he's playing in the Korean scene, I'm not sure. All right, so there we have it. You want it? Yeah, you like that idea, Anticity. Think about it. Just think about it. Yes. Sounds like a 2-week journey. Yeah, just, you're going to have like a full beard and just be like gray by the time you get it done. Maybe I'll give it a go. Yeah, it's suffering. I don't actually expect... Don't do that. You're going to suffer, Okay, so, Fey Enchantress actually isn't terrible against dwarves too, because she can Mortis Engine down the bricks. Let's think of this. Okay, so we have... let me check the rounds, by the way. Make sure people aren't waiting on me. Oh shit, that was a pretty quick round there. Yeah, but like Bretonia was a lot stronger in previous patches. That's why we saw them win more frequently back then. But the frickin' Khorne Ogre Kingdoms like patch or DLC just like basically took a fat dump on them. Like so many cost-effective halberds and also Bretonia got some minor nerfs because of the land battle. Apparently in land battle Bretonia was problematic, which I literally can't understand. And so they got nerfed, which is yeah, it happens. Do it, suffer. I mean, if we could both do it, man. If you want, I'll take up the mantle of Bretonia and suffer for a couple streams. I could maybe like give you guys at least 3 streams of Bretonian suffering. It's just it's a lot of suffering though. If you roll the cards right and you got the right matchups, you could probably win one quicker. Like if you got if you end up playing like Vampire Coast or Counts and matchups that they can already do. Yeah. He's taking the questing vow? Yeah, the questing vow. You got to take the questing vow. Okay. Yeah. That's one way to do it, man. One way to do it. Thank you guys all for joining tonight. We are dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So if you guys have a preference for viewing, either one works. But thank you guys for joining on both sides. It's fun meeting some new faces. Hey man, my goal every Total Tavern season, they're about 3 months, is to get at least 1 or 2 tournament wins. I've already gotten it with Nurgle. I'm happy. I'm ready to jump into the pits. Yeah, Anticity and I have to rig it so that we end up, we both play Bretonia and we end up in like the semifinals to at least guarantee 1 Bretonian in the finals. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. Rapon's also wants her... Oh, yeah, sorry. So what were we doing? Yeah, we were talking about the build, right? I got a little carried away with the Bretonian power fantasy there. All right, we're in the next round. We'll save it for another day. Okay, so let's refresh this. How we looking? And advance the Swiss. All right, round 3, guys. We have to collude, yes. Okay, so now we're going to do Maverick Sloth's game. Let's see who's a contender in the top running right now. Space Pope. Yeah, let's get Space Pope in here. Yeah, a little Space Pope action. All right. Okay. And where are you at? Yo. And where is this? Okay, lobby code, please. Okay, so I've requested a lobby code here. And we're going to see what we can do. Next pick, are you going to do Chaos Tide? Not sure. Yeah. My stronger factions lately have been Chaos. I've been actually having a really fun time playing Tzeentch. Siege is so fun. Like when you get that big cook with the Changebringer, like a huge magic vortex that just connects and it feels so good. It feels so right. Yeah, Zinch is a really fun faction to play. Oh, yo. Gonna cast your game. All right. So let's announce that round 3 is live, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3 is live. We're gonna keep those good times rolling. That's that. That's what we got going. Okay. Shout out to Space Pope for the lobby code info. Space Pope currently undefeated today. 2 wins, no losses. Nurgle's perfectly waxed pummel. What's with the names today, man? Look at this lobby name. Nurgle's perfectly waxed. Yeah. All right. We're going in. You know, we're going in. You know, sometimes you don't have a choice in life. You just got to roll with it. Zinch has been my favorite to play. We actually got to the semifinals with him last night, which was fun. We got Wood Elves versus Bretonnia. Really? Another Bretonian game. Is this going to be the forbidden, long-awaited Bretonian victory? Is the prophesized victory really going to happen? I don't know, man. The Bretonian-only tournament, so they're guaranteed a victory. That's right. Yeah. That's how you do it. Oh, man. Nurgle's rot has taken me. Is Twitch usually like 5 seconds ahead of YouTube? I have no idea. I don't, dude. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. I have a couple people helping me, Chad Peeling and Frost, and without them, I would just not even know how to use it. Implying Nurgle does personal grooming. Yeah, no. Nurgle is more about Nurgle is like your local game store denizen, you know. Yeah, that's definitely apt. Space Boat. I'm surprised we're getting so many Bretonian picks, but yeah, we have Bretonia versus Wood Elves is going to be the match here. It looks like that's going to be what we're cooking with. The Green Knight could infiltrate the Wood Elves with ease. Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, the Wood Elves, or the Green Knight is, the Wood Elf deity is basically who runs Bretonia, right? So, I mean, I'm sure the Green Knight knows all this and is just like, you know, just ready to roll with it. Bretonia is actually not terrible into Wood Elves. Yeah. It's something we haven't seen. I don't know how experienced this Wood Elf player is, but yeah, Bretonia they can hang there. Yeah. That's so disgusting, Woozy. Oh my god. I've actually encountered some real Nurgle worshippers. Yeah. I've encountered a couple of them over in my years at the local game store. I'm trying to think of the most rancid Nurgle worshipper I've ever met in person. It definitely would be in, ooh, I don't know, man. So there's a couple Nurgle worshippers. Typically, I would say that the Magic the Gathering players are a little bit grungier than the Warhammer players. But I have a vivid memory of a July summer in Los Angeles, and I was playing in an RTT. So an RTT is like a one-day tournament for Warhammer 40K. And there was an orc player, and he was, you know, the poor fellow was quite heavy, more on the obese side of things. And the air conditioning went out in the store. So it wasn't really his fault, to be fair. It was like a 90-degree day, like 95 degrees, 100 degrees. And the air conditioning went out during the RTT. And this poor guy was like, you know, he was already morbidly obese. And he had to get up and move around the table. And like, dude, I walked behind him once. Like I was walking around him. And the stench that came. Oh, man, that was rough. Yeah, but he was an orc player. The guy was really cool. But yeah, I was probably the most, yeah. Sounds like an ogre player. Yeah, it was something truly magical, man. It was something truly magical. All right. So we got Wood Elves versus Bretonia here. Let's keep the good times rolling. And yeah, we'll see what's cooking. I was downwind of Nurgle's Rot. Yeah, we were. Edge of the Darkwood's going to be the map. Definitely a good Wood Elf map. Lots of trees, lots of ambushing. Bilious Thunderguff IRL, yeah. The question is, though, did he stink before, you know, the AC went off? Was that just his, or was he really just suffering with the heat? I'm not sure. Legion 9 Studios, a real life paunch. Yeah, close enough, man. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you, my friend. I got furunkled, yeah. I did. No, but in general, a lot of the Warhammer tabletop players I played with, at least because I live in Southern California, there's a big culture of military guys playing. Especially when you go to some of the events closer to San Diego and whatnot, you get a lot of the guys in the Marine Corps, and they're honestly pretty fit. You know, like the average Warhammer tabletop player. You know, I played with a couple of firefighters, and there was a cop I knew who played, and most of them were fit. Magic though brings all the milkshake to the yard. You know, it's Magic like draft events, things like that for sure. Yeah. What army were you using in one day tournament? I play Death Guard exclusively, yeah. So I play Death Guard in tabletop. It's my favorite. Overcasted stream of corruption right up your nostrils. Oh, dude. That's so foul. Oh my god, it's so foul. That's hilarious. Smash Brothers tournament smell bad? Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of the console gaming communities have a bit of stench. San Diego is the home of Frontline Gaming. Those guys run a lot of tourneys. Yeah. I've seen their events. I usually play in like Pasadena, Burbank area when I play 40K events, but yeah, there's a couple of good stores in that area. I mean, what was it called? Game Odyssey. It used to be called Game Empire. It was in Pasadena. That was like my go-to store, but I don't live around there anymore. But used to go there. I think it's called Game Odyssey now because the owner Chuck passed away. Streaming on Twitch. I think it's yeah. We're getting there. Oh, lovely name. I'd love it to die. Yeah, but the magic stench is happened for. But with Magic, you're across the table. I think one of the more offensive things you run into Magic is bad breath, right? Warhammer can kind of get people sweating a bit because you have to move around the table, but Magic is very sedentary. But you sometimes get people who really in the danger zone with their dental health. That's something. No, it's not a Bretonian mirror. Okay, God. I saw him switch to Bretonia. I was like, please no. It's the only way Bretonia is going to get a win on stream here. Do you not shower for the Death Guard RP? You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. Death Guard? Yeah. So I am a Poxwalker enjoyer. I love using Horde Infantry. So Typhus, 60 Poxwalkers, 2 Rhinos filled with Plague Marines with melee kits, triple Plague Burst Crawler, Mortarion is usually like the go-to. It's like my bread and butter. Oh, and how could I forget Death Shroud Terminators? At least 6 Death Shroud Terminators every time. I run them in a brick of 6. It's very cost effective. Well, that's the thing. Ludwig saying here, I don't understand how they don't notice the Nurgle's rot. Well, the reality of it is, at first it's, Nurgle is just like, you might skip washing yourself for a couple days, right? But it creeps up on these people. Before you know it, they're full blown, Nurgle followers. Yeah. Toe Dragon Breath Attack IRL. Oh yeah. Nose blindness is real. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly a thing. I used to have wretched allergies back when I lived in LA, so that was before I figured out what I was allergic to. But yeah, that did save me on many an occasion. I love playing zombie hordes though. That's my favorite thing is just playing a legion of zombies and just marching down the table. It is so fun. And that's kind of why I like Nurgle in this game too, because you do something very similar. It's like this walking wall of tough infantry. It's my favorite. Yeah, 40K is actually, in my opinion, I wonder if there's people who are done already. No, I don't think so. But 40K, in my opinion, is straight up just way better than Warhammer the Old World right now. And I'm saying that I don't even like 10th edition 40K that much. But Warhammer the Old World, just as a game, just is not great right now. Now, from a hobbying and collector's perspective, it's like a godsend. It's super fun. But the game rules for Warhammer the Old World are just so haggard right now. I mean, not the rules per se. The rules are good. It's the balance. Just the oppressiveness of big monsters and dragons and shit. It's so freaking awful. Like, how is that fun, dude? When I have played in a bunch of Warhammer the Old World tabletop tournaments. I've gotten first place in 3 of them. I've placed top 3 in at least 4 other ones. And every single time, it's just bullshit monster cheese. And myself included. It's like, you roll up with Chaos Dwarves and you just use 2 Iron Demons and then 2 big monsters, right? And if Chaos players just use an overpowered Chaos Dragon with a bunch of other monsters. High Elves just bring an unkillable dragon and just run away from you with the rest of their list, and then you just can't kill the dragon, you just lose. It's like, it's so stupid. Oh my god, I hate it so much. My beautiful greatswords and their floppy hats just sitting there all defeated and sad. You know, just completely useless. Completely useless. But yeah, I played a couple of 40k games with my homie recently, and against his Tau, and I was like, this is actually pretty fun. You know, honestly, the game seems to be in a decent state. But man, Warhammer the Old World needs some milk, like bad. It needs some milk bad. Competitive Old World, just haggard monsters and pencil. Yeah, it's really a disappointment. Yes. All right, guys. Well, anyways, that's my TED Talk for today. So we'll move on. Ladies and gentlemen, is it going to be the prophesized Bretonnian victory? Will they finally get there? Front lines, Battle Pilgrims, which are fine. Battle Pilgrims trade okay into most of the Wood Elf infantry. A couple archers in the secondary, a beast caster with Flock of Doom, so very much in the style of the Plague Penguin. We got Knights of the Realm, and yeah, that's it. So really just 2 Knights of the Realm, or 1 Knight of the Realm, 1 Knight Errant, actually. Knights of the Realm are the best cav unit, for sure, in most matchups. The anti-large bonus, but also good enough charge bonus to kill infantry. Very, very good stuff. And for the Wood Elf army, we have a vanguard of the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips. Just going to move up and harry and kind of press this objective a little bit. So there they go. And they are there. So that's going to be 8 capture weight. And the Knights of the Realm should be able to chase them off, but they'll take some casualties. And on the other side, heavy shenanigans going in. Look at that. Space Pope actually vanguarding 2 mounted yeomen. So he vanguards those guys and ambushes the elves off their home objective. That's actually really funny. Okay, I did not see that. I did not see that. So charging up are the mounted yeomen. So they're going to be pushing into the Glade Riders here. The other one's going to sit back and try and steal the objective. But yeah, I really like that. Like Bretonnia with the aggressive vanguard. It's certainly unorthodox. Now in the middle, looks like Flock of Doom or some sort of witchcraft is going down. And oh, never mind. It's going to be a Tempest. So we have a high magic caster here for the elves. So Tempest is going to be used on King Lewin. But Lewin, he regenerates. He should be able to take that like a champ, you know? And the Bretonnians actually steal the back objective for the Wood Elves, which is pretty hilarious. And the Bretonnian battle line is now moving up on all fronts as Knights of the Realm are going to be spammed out in droves. A lot of archers shooting in. So we do see the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips trying to snipe King Lewin, but that Tempest actually did some serious damage. Yeah, that was some nastiness right there. In the meantime, Damsel getting sniped a little bit as well, and the Knights Errant have pushed pretty heavily in, but are being focused by a lot of archers. Glade Guard not bringing the armor-piercing variant in this matchup is a pretty substantial mistake here from Navi. Not game-ending, but you know, having the Starfire shafts onto the Knights Errant would be very, very good. All right, so lurking on the outside here, we do have the mounted yeomen, and they're going to be posturing up to contest this objective. And what's really cool about this tactic from Bretonnia is this is 5 capture weight, and this is 8 capture weight. So you could just like sit on that objective and prevent them from capturing it for quite some time, which is a very nice, cheeky little tactic. So advancing in are the Haggard Peasants for the ladies. So they're going to move in and get wrecked by these extremely elite, you know, chaff infantry. Eternal Guard are, you know, as far as elite chaff goes, so they're certainly in that ballpark. So Bretonnia going to be rotating over to the side objective a little bit. We do see a little bit of this, a little something coming over here, which I don't hate. But Na'vi is going to be responding with the Wild Hunters of Kurnus, who will be a menace. Wild Hunters of Kurnus, of course, will defeat a Knight of the Realm in combat, but it's not a pretty fight. You know, it's a fight where both sides take pretty heavy casualties. But the spears are going to be the biggest issue for Bretonnia right here. You know, having these guys sit here and provide that buffering is going to be the menace. Spears go forward and screen out the mounted yeomen. Meanwhile, in the middle, we do see King Lewin up in the sky, taking a duel of fates with the Bird Lord. So Na'vi with a bit of a lapse in micro. Definitely no reason that Lewin should be catching you here. So probably going to be seeing a Tempest coming down. Oh, in the backfield, we do see some Knights of the Realm creep around, and they actually managed to catch some of the Glade Guard and get into the other Archer unit. And now Tempest is going to be activated, but Lion Shield is currently activated, so that'll mitigate the Tempest damage by 40% while active, but unfortunately for them, it just wore off, and the Troll Toll hath been paid. All right, guys. So on the back point, Bretonnia is still holding on to it. We do see the Yeoman Archers, or the Mounted Yeoman, trying to fight, and the Knights of the Realm trying to hold it down as well. Holy Wardens of Montisal will be very, very good against the Eternal Guard, but we do see the Knights of the Realm being trapped up by spears, and also the Wild Hunters of Kurnus are really good anti-large armor-piercing fighters. So we're going to be seeing pretty heavy casualties from the Bretonnians here. The longer they fight here, the more the spears are able to saturate in and really, really get some nice poke. It's going to be a problem for them. So Wood Elves do secure their back objective, but in the meantime, the Bretonnians are able to get their clutches onto the middle objective. So they're able to hang there. Lots of Bretonnian cav in the backfield and feasting. So we do see the Glade Guard getting rode down by the Knights Errant and the Mounted Yeomen pushing back whatever they can. But of course, they will eventually lose this fight here. We'll have to see how that goes. Flock of Doomcaster lurking nearby. Maybe looking to get a big Flock of Doom here to support the Holy Wardens, which would be very good. Beautiful flock, by the way. It nails the Wild Hunters of Kurnus and the Eternal Guard here, and also hits some of the skirmish cav. But will the Holy Wardens be able to win this fight on this objective? Probably not with the Wild Hunters nearby. On the middle, we do see an Arrow of Kurnus going down, once again trying to snipe the Lord here. And the Damsel of Beast does get popped by the Arrow of Kurnus, but is able to endure that relatively well. And yeah, Bretonnia actually looking to be in a commanding position, though. Keeping the value close enough with healing taken into account. It's a pretty close game. Holding on to the middle objective, having a substantial points lead. Knights Errant versus the Glade Riders here. Should favor the Knights Errant, but they're very tattered, so maybe they could end up losing this fight. But the Knights Errant do have the armor and, the better charge impact with those big lances there. We'll see how that fight turns out. But the Wood Elves are starting to stabilize in their backfield a little bit, and we do see the Wild Hunters of Kurnus taking a big fight here versus the Knights of the Realm. But the King of Bretonnia will not be letting his men fight alone, and he's going to be in the mix. There are a few cooler things in Total War than an epic Bretonnian cav charge. Very, very fun stuff. They just need to get they need some milk. Like, they need some sort of a cool, unique ability or something. Lance Formation sucks. It's not very good. But the Wild Hunters of Kurnus do kind of get smashed up there by the Knights of the Realm and Lewin. More Yeoman Archers coming in. Holy Wardens of Montesal doing very good against the Eternal Guard. And now Lewin is going to go for a bit of a snipe attempt here. But not before the Wood Elves potentially get a rout on this Damsel of Beast. But the Damsel is going to be inspired by the mighty King of Bretonnia, who's got his mighty bird and is going to be trying to get a break on the Lord here. Tempest is still on the table. Tempest could do some big damage. And on the back objective, Wood Elves do have that one, but the Bretonnia looking pretty comfortable elsewhere. Actually reinforcing their back objective, so Space Pope going to be sending some spears over there. And here we got Yeoman and Heavy Cav coming in. And the Wood Elves are looking a little bit raggedy. We see some spears, some War Dancers with Azrai Spears coming in. That's definitely going to be very good for pushing and taking some ground back. Bretonnia, though, really getting a big points lead. Currently 2 victory tickets per second for Bretonnia. And here comes another Arrow of Kurnus trying to snipe down that Damsel there. Another Tempest activated on Lewin, and it's been pretty effective against him this game. Actually got his healing cap appearing for the first time. And here comes the big bird. So the bird going to be descending from the skies, and the Damsel of Bretonnia finally breaks and is going to be running for the hills for the first time in a long time. So there goes the Damsel. Farewell, sweet Damsel. You will be missed, I'm sure. The King of Bretonnia will avenge you. More cav on the way in. It's going to be Knights Errant and Mounted Yeoman Archers. The Yeoman Archers, pretty interesting this game. We've seen a couple of them poking over the course of the whole game. But the Wood Elves seem to be really, really stuffed back. And there is a lot of Wood Elf value tied up in King Lewin, right? So looking at King Lewin, he's still pretty healthy. One sec here, guys. Just have a sip of water real quick. All right. But yes, Lewin is still reasonably healthy, so that's a lot of false value that really isn't going to be contributing to getting you to the point quite yet. And Bretonnia actually able to muscle the Wood Elves off their home point once again, just with swarms and swarms of cheap cav. Azrai Spears, though, are going to be on their way over, so the Azrai Spears will be pretty excellent against all these cav units. As a matter of fact, could probably solo all the cav here on this point. Granted, with Lewin cycle charging and the Holy Wardens maybe still fighting nearby, that might give them a decent fighting chance. We'll have to see. So back in the middle, objective number 2 firmly under the control of Bretonnia. Objective 1 under the control of Bretonnia, but a triple cap coming in from the Space Pope. Now, Space Pope doesn't have any I guess magic healing. Lewin does heal himself with the Beloved Son of Bretonnia and all his nice buffs that he has. But there's no life caster, so the value you're seeing is probably more or less accurate. We do have an Apotheosis caster from the Wood Elves, but they're really having a lot of trouble just getting the Bretonnians off this point. And one of the big, MVPs has, of course, been the Holy Wardens. Holy Wardens have just been giga-chatting it all freaking day. These guys with their cool flaming swords and their Friar Tuck Italian Spartacus haircuts. It's powerful. Powerful stuff. But yeah, they're going to be moving across and getting ready to intercept here. And King Lewin is on the pursuit. Yeah, Wood Elves are harried back. You can see these just massive bricks of cav are just corralling them, just treating them like old, like they're sheepdogs out here. And they're getting some work done. But I do think that this game is probably over. We do see Navi going for a back cap with some Dryads. If Lewin were to magically be killed, maybe the Wood Elves could farm it. But having a character like this Spellweaver, it's not a character that's going to get you a ton of ground really quickly, right? And Lewin just taking it like a champ. Using Lion Shield to mitigate the damage by 40%. Really, really good usage there by Space Pope. And the Yeoman Archers are now going to be on the retreat from the Glade Riders, while the Knights Errant continue to bully the Elven troops in the backfield. But Double Dryad coming up, that's going to be 10 capture weight plus another 5 here. So that's going to be 15 capture weight. But yeah, the Bretonnians really just going to be able to probably hang on to the points here. We're going to have to see. More Yeoman Archers being called out. Dryads on the back cap. I do like this. You know, you're in a situation where you're a little bit behind. You got to take these risky plays and just hope that your opponent doesn't really notice the Dryads, or they massacre these Spearmen and get that point for you. You got to take those dangerous engagements, and there's risky plays when you're behind like this. But yeah, Lewin, a big anchor piece, man. He's doing quite a bit of work. The Azrai Spears have arrived and are chasing the Mounted Yeoman. Right now, Bretonnia still has the point, but probably for not too much longer, as the Glade Riders are able to push the Mounted Yeoman off and maybe going to be able to screen out all these Mounted Yeoman Archers in the woods. And now the point has flipped. So Bretonnia is going to need to call out some heavy cav over here, whether it be Knights of the Realm or something to deal with this. If you let the Dryads ninja your back point, that's going to give the Wood Elves an opportunity to get back in this game. Especially if Lewin were to meet his fate at the end of the Tempest. You know, the Tempest could definitely get the job done with a little bit of focus fire. But yeah, Dryad's going to win that fight, so it's only a matter of time. Lewin has pulled back. He's still reasonably healthy. He does have 2,000 HP with a little bit of healing cap still left over. And yeah, Yeoman just running interference in the backfield. They're basically just throwing units back here to occupy them. Because this is 8 capture weight that is like chasing some random shit in the backfield, you know, instead of actually putting pressure up on the middle. So that's a very good play. The Bretonnians basically sacrificing their Yeoman is a bit of a distraction Carnifex here. But Dryads moving to the middle definitely need to take the Azrai Spears. The War Dancers are going to be a little bit more capable of taking ground there. Meanwhile, on the backside, the Bretonnians, this is something they do well, which is their mobility. And the Dryads, you know, do great at cutting through infantry here, but the Knights Errant should be able to cut them apart. So Lance's couch for the lady. So there they go, full tilt, and they get in, and the Dryads are going to be sent back to the tree line there. So they're going to be banished and most likely sent to the great beyond. So how are we looking here? 4,000, 3,800, 3,793. Knights Errant should be able to win that fight. And now Bretonnia needs to just hold on to the middle. They don't need to hold for too much longer. You know, we're at 1320 on points, so only a couple minutes needed to hold here. And I think that King Lewin is going to be enough of a problem that it's going to be very, very tough to get him off. So Louis is going to be circling across, and so too are the Mounted Yeomen. On this side, we get the Mounted Yeoman Archers coming in to provide their 4 capture weight, and more Battle Pilgrims being called in, and more Knights Errant. So mainly using cheaper Knights. Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, they're all pretty viable, to be honest. And the Azrai Spears being harried on the back point, chasing down the Yeoman Archers, and it looks like Space Pope trying to be a little bit cheeky here and grab this. Wild Hunters of Kurnus are on their way out, so those bad boys going to move up. But they're not going to have enough time. Right now, there's just over a minute left to get this, so... although no, it's even worse. Yeah, that's right. He's getting 2, so it's less than that. So yeah, it's only going to be 50 seconds, so less than a minute. Yeah, that's tricky. But here they come, the Wild Hunters of Kurnus, the Christmas cav, trying to bring Christmas early in the dead of summer. It's the wrong season, but they should be very, very good if they can make impact with some of the cav units. King Lewin is healing capped. The Tempest, all that magic coming in from Navi, basically dead weight, right? Like you spend all your winds of magic on like 5 Tempests. And Lewin is still very much combat functional. It just didn't do anything for him, right? So that's a big reason why the value difference you're seeing here isn't really significant. And Lewin actually gets the last laugh and cackles and absolutely just plows over this Wood Elf Lord. So the Wood Elf Lord is going to be sent running to the hills, currently sitting at 400 HP. And Lewin is probably going to get the killing blow here. We'll see if he connects. Yep, Lewin takes down the Wood Elf Lord. GG, well played. Victory for the lady. All right. So, fun game. Cool to see. Lots of Yeoman. Oh, God. One sec, guys. Yeah, lots of sneakiness going, man. I need to get some water. I need to get some H2O, man. Yeah, so the Wood Elf build was kind of lacking, to be honest. No armor-piercing archers. I would have liked to have seen some great Stag Knights. There's a number of things that would have been really good. Also, Melkoth spam is very good in this matchup, so I think that would have been a little bit stronger. Like, I don't see Tempest being that good. Like, Tempest, you're just going to hurt Lewin a little bit, but you're not going to finish him off. And even if they have Alberic, it's like, he is just going to get healed. And then the Tempest is just whatever, Sword of Crone also, yeah, being able to, not Sword of Crone, but the Lion's Shield, countering the magic was very, very good. Yeah, Chad King, he got it done. All right. A wild victory for Bretonnia. It almost never happens. But we saw it here today. You witnessed it on this channel. Treeman. Yeah, Durthu's actually good there. Durthu's not bad at all. He's very tough to kill, and he can totally fight off Lewin. He's a raid boss of a fighter. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. We're streaming on 2 platforms tonight. We got the old Twitch, the old YouTube. Hopefully the quality looks good on both. And yeah, thanks. Thanks guys for hanging out. So where are we at? Let's refresh this. Still a couple games to go. Anticity is undefeated since we saw him in the first round. So the Kraken King looking to make a comeback. Granted, his tiebreaker score is pretty low right now. So we're going to see if he can still make it. Not going to be easy. Yeah, because it depends on how his opponent goes, right? Like, if you lose your first game, you need the person who beat you to do well, typically. And it looks like Oni-chan has lost all their games since beating Anticity in round 1. So that's tricky. The Chad Nurgle was the hoorah there. Yeah, so we'll be going into round 4 in just a minute. Yes. Yeah, it's still possible, Anticity, but the stars are going to need to align for you. You need B6 to win, and you need B6 to win next game. You're going to need your Nurgle tiebreaker to win, and you're going to need Maverick Sloth to win. And then for some other people's games to not go how they want it to go. Bretonia OP. Yeah, we got 2 Bretonia games today. That was pretty fun. Definitely not bad. All right, guys, I'm going to go refill my water. I will be right back. All right. What's going on? What's cracking? So where were we? We are here, and round 4 should be getting started any moment. Looks like the round finished while I was gone. Great. All right. Make sure you guys hydrate yourselves. Get some water. Get some tea, you know. It's easy to just sit around and watch something for a couple hours and, get dehydrated. So let's try and skip that. Otherwise, you're going to join me in the pits of Nurgle, and that's not going to be fun. Okay. So, who do we want to get? We have Boss Toss versus Attack Speed Enjoyer. That's a fun one. Some great games here. Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds like a fun game there. Okay. Let's do this. And Attack Speed Enjoyer is here. Okay, so setting up the game here and Boss Toss. Okay, so just got to do some adminning here real quick. Wash that Nurgle away. Dude, I'm washing it away. Yeah, we're washing the sin off here. Okay, so that is... And there we go. So that's going to be a drop there, and boom. Okay, so got the password. I'm going to go cast this game here between Boss Toss and Attack Speed Enjoyer. Boss Toss, one of our local powerhouses. Very, very strong player. And incredibly nice person, too. Yeah, just there was a player who wanted to drop, so... Oh, please don't tell me it's a corn mirror match. For the love of the gods. Do you guys want a corn mirror? How bad do you want it? You guys want the corn mirror? I legit think that's what it is. Oh, God. Is this Corn Mirror? I feel like this might be a Corn Mirror match. If it is, we're probably going to cast something else. Yeah. I mean, do you guys really want it, though? It's probably the most unga bunga of mirror matches. Okay, checking here. It might be. I can actually check. Okay, hold on. Let me figure it out. Go look at the registration. Okay, so Bastos is playing. I think it is. Anticity's got a spec slot open. Okay, yeah, I'll come cast your game. No, I'm not doing that, dude. They were both laughing at me. We've already seen, you know, we need a little bit of faction diversity. Let's go cast Anticity's game. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, this is much better. Lizardman versus Tzeentch. Let's go. Let's get it. You know, this is the way to do it. I'll cast another. This is definitely Lizardman favorite, I think. Yeah, Tzeentch has been getting the business from Lizards for quite some time. But, you know, we might see some wild shit. Could see some Changebringers coming in. You never know. You never know. I don't know if I know what I'm doing in this matchup. Yeah, I'm not sure what the approach is. No, you guys don't want a Corn Mirror match. Come on. What is this? What is this? Perfect. Oh yeah, I mean we could see his beloved Shredder of Lustria. Tzeentch does have decent anti-large, but like even your anti-large guys will, you know, got to be careful around the dreaded Shredder, man. That thing is a beast. Yeah, who wants to watch a Corn Mirror match? They're gonna like literally just have the same banners. Everything's just gonna be red. It's gonna be just chaos. Shredder Lifeslan, yeah. Yeah, Solar Engine seemed good here. Yeah, I can see Solar Engine being good. I mean, I feel like Lizards can play a couple different ways in this matchup, which is pretty fun. But we'll find out. We will find out. Yeah, Blood for the Blood God, all that sort of good stuff. Indeed. Yeah, we'll see what's cooking. What's the most painful mirror match? That's a good question. The Nurgle mirror match is pretty freaking miserable. It's usually just like mass infantry and then just, you know, healing and that might be one of the most miserable ones. Yeah, Nurgle mirror match is pretty awful. Vampire Count mirror match at least has like some flying components to it. So people will often go like flying lord versus like you know, a foot based lord, or you know, it's some dynamics. Vampire Count mirror match is rough though too. The Nurgle mirror match might be more miserable, right? Dwarf mirror match is pretty awful too. Just like just massed, cheap, crappy armored like infantry. Not even crappy. I mean, they're good, but that mirror match is not fun. It's definitely not fun. We've had Vampire Mirror yeah, we've had some suffering Vampire Count finals mirrors back in the day. That was more of a thing in Warhammer 2, you know. You'll definitely Shredder Mass Pterodons, you think so? It could work. Tzeentch can play the Air Force game though. You know, if they bring like Kairos with a net, with some blue fire spam and screamers and furies and stuff, they can play the skies. All right. Sartorial the Ever Chicken. Oh no, yeah, you guys nailed it. It's the forbidden Shredder of Lustria build. Yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, this Tzeentch build is very ill prepared to deal with it, right? Maybe he doesn't know. He doesn't know that that's Inticity's thing. Oh man, I don't know what that hero's on. It looks like it could be on a chariot, or maybe a disc, which would be better for sure. The Empire Mirror is kind of fun, yeah. The Empire Mirror can be cool. The faction's diverse enough that you can get some cool nuances out of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, want to thank you all for joining. This is round 4 of tonight's tournament, and we're going into round semifinal after this. we'll of course have some FFAs, and yeah, we'll do it. So yeah, Anticity with his Forbidden Fruit. He is going to be using Lord Mazdamundi. Basically like a threat overload of big armor that's just such an unholy nightmare to get through, and use the Pterodon Riders to mitigate some of the range shooting and harass things like Changebringers. And then you get the Shredder and Mazdamundi to just basically steamroll everything that your opponent loves. It can work, especially on a map with a home objective, right? So here on this map, we do see a home objective. We see objective number 1. Very easy to just park like a solar engine right here on the corner with a couple like SARs or something, and then just like rampage with the rest of your units. So I'm really curious to see how Na'vi is going to be handling this. So Na'vi does have an anti-large Tzeentch hero, which is going to be a good step with Book of Secrets. Final Transmutation will be very good if you can catch the Shredder and Mazdamundi together. And aside from that, just blues and pinks, which will be fine. But against the big dinos, maybe not going to be the most effective. We'll have to see. It's going to be a trials and tribulations. Sorry about that. Had to expunge some Nurgle's rot. There we are. All right, so Exalted Hero of Tzeentch going to be creeping nearby, and Anticity going to be calling in more Pterodon Riders. Maybe he's just going to waste some of the ammunition. We'll have to see. You know, he does have his Protoss shields, but even still doesn't want to be taking all that poke for free. So mostly going to just be poking in, getting ready to retreat here. Yeah, screening out some of the ammunition, but Changebringers would be pretty good here. If you get a Changebringer, get its full like salvo onto one of the big dinosaurs and then unsummon it, that would be chef's kiss for sure. So up in the sky, the Exalted Hero of Tzeentch gets netted down and is going to be eating a solar engine into the face. So if Anticity is able to get a snipe on this Exalted Hero this early on, that would be pretty friggin' brutal, man. Oh my god. So underneath, we do see the Book of Secrets. Oh, that's such a sad Book of Secrets. Just lowers their speed and gives a little bit of fire weakness. He was hoping for the Buna, but obviously there was not going to be any milk there. Exalted Hero fleeing the scene. Now remember, Tzeentch doesn't have healing anymore, so they don't have Kairos with regrowth. So they just have to rely on their Protoss shields. That was the forbidden Tzeentch tech. Remember when Tzeentch used to have healing? That was pretty nuts. Solar Engine shooting downtown into the blues. The double objective cap does go to Na'vi and Tzeentch. Then the Changebringers are here, but it's going to be tricky to protect them. You know, you're going to need some Screamers and some Air Force and not throw your Furies away here. So this is a big blunder here. Like, trying to chase these guys is just a fool's game. Because you're just going to get picked apart by the skinks on the ground. And yeah, these Furies need to get back and just go sit defensively by the Changebringers. And hope that the Changebringers can carry this. Because, I mean, they can definitely do some good work. If these things are able to get, like, a big free amount of... I would probably kill Mazdamundi first. He has 5,000 less HP, and obviously would penalize the army, take away magic. You know, all those things are pretty big. Yeah, that was good. So good Changebringer shot right there. Furies on deathbeds. That's like literally 600 gold just going into the can. They do land on the ground, and they are shaken, very close to disintegrating right now. And those Changebringers need to stay active. They need to get a little bit more work done. Furies do manage to do some work against the Skinks, while Sartorial, the Ever-Chicken, continues his reign of tyranny here. And we do not see the pinks and the blues advancing up yet to support. So Fury's up in the sky attacking. Sartorial, the Ever-Chicken, it looks like he was trying to mitigate some of the air pressure as well. And you know what? The Tzeentch Air Force here are actually not doing badly, right? We see one of the Pterodons getting ripped up. The other ones are also taking some considerable damage from Sartorial. And the Exalted Hero of Tzeentch getting some good work done. So a bit of a revenge, actually. Very well played. You know, it was looking really bad for Na'vi in the beginning there. But Na'vi was able to kind of find their way back a little bit and rout off some of the Pterodons. So that's something. So pinks are online here, and these Furies, not sure what they're going to be up to. We do get a lot of pinks and blues getting ready to poke into the old Bastillodon here. And the Exalted Lord of Chicken, Sartorial, the Metal Chicken, manages to land and crush one of the Pterodons. But what are the Changebringers doing? Yes, roasting Mazdamundi has got to be very good. Nice solar engine shot right there on the Changebringers. They only have 3,000 HP. Those guys are a freaking glass cannon and a half, guys. Very, very squishy. But yeah, Lord Mazdamundi is not enjoying that at all. Looks like the Demons of Tzeentch going to be trying to wrestle the home objective here from the dinosaurs, which would be a pretty big grab. And now Sartorial may be thinking about going after Mazdamundi, which is a good idea. He's a pretty good fighter, so I don't think that would be bad. In the backfield, the Tzeentch character and all those Furies were able to get the Pterodons in check, so those Pterodon Riders are going to be forced back. And what is the call-in going to be for the forces of Tzeentch? Tzeentch now calls in some Centaurs, which is not a bad idea. They'll be able to help counter the Feral Cold ones and also put pressure on some of the other targets here. But the Changebringers, you need to use all of their ammunition, right? These guys can't just randomly die. They're an 1,800 gold or 1,500 gold unit, so losing Changebringers would be an absolute catastrophe. But at the very least, they are getting some damage here. And we do see the Shield of the Old Ones activated on Lord Mazdamundi by Anticity, but a Final Transmutation, that's going to be some big damage right there. It's going to be cooking. Also manages to hit some of the Skinks there as the Changebringers do get a nice salvo fire. And Centaurs of Tzeentch also moving in. So Anticity could be in a little bit of danger. If Mazdamundi does get killed and or routed off the battlefield, that would be a big, big changing of pace. 15 leadership, Mazdamundi definitely tough to break. Cold-blooded, really nice usage of that, but he does break. So now Na'vi needs to utilize some good micro and make sure you chase this guy off. If Mazdamundi is able to come back, you know you're going to be in danger here. So the Tzeentch hero, he is the hero, all right. He's riding all up in Mazdamundi's rear right there, and we do see Azlak go down, and Anticity has lost his lord. Now he still does have the Dreader of Lustria, which is not going to be an easy one to finish. That's for sure, but Na'vi is doing a very good job controlling the skies, using the Chaos Furies and Sartorial to keep these freaking Pterodon Riders in check. And the Changebringers are able to just feast away, so now they're going to be sitting on top of the Shredder of Lustria. At which point, you use all their ammo, you unsummon them, then you bring them back, you know? That's got to be how you do it. Centaurs of Tzeentch cleaning up quite a bit. I think Anticity's probably lost this game. I don't think he's going to have enough units to control the battlefield. The Centaurs of Tzeentch are going to run rampant. You know, he's heavily invested in these big SEs, one of which is already dead, so that's just a huge, huge step back for him. And the Changebringers are just feasting like the Heathen Kings of old. They're having a good old jolly time. Maybe a rock drop coming in here. Centaur's cleaning up some of the chaff units. Chaff units being hunted down by those bad boys and getting some good work going there. On the back point, Lizardmen still do own it, but looks like it could be a triple cap here as the Blues are continuing to maintain momentum there. Definitely need to get the Centaurs onto the point here and make sure you get that objective. But yeah, Changebringer is just... He's having to use the dreaded face-to-foot style, you know? Just let the guy kick you in the face till he gets tired with these friggin' Changebringers, which is rough. But they continue on, as we do see the advancing Sour Guts. Sour Guts are a pretty good unit. They do quite a bit of damage when they explode, and are pretty much used in every single matchup for Tzeentch, almost. Shredder of Lustria down to 7,900 HP in the back. We do see this guy, this poor forlorn Bastiladon, hanging out, you know, enjoying his vacation. He's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. This sucks. Centaurs of Tzeentch most likely going to come back and clean him up, and we do see a call-in from Anticity here. Bit of a desperation. Does call in some Feral Cold ones, but Na'vi might be able to just get away here. You could take the fight if you want to. It wouldn't be terrible, but yeah, Centaurs of Tzeentch most likely just going to be stuck in combat back there. As the Shredder of Lustria continues to hold it down. I mean, it's not getting the objective. Changebringers are about to run out of ammunition. They have one volley left, and there they have used it. The Tzeentch Exalted Hero going to be chasing down the Pterodon Riders. Meanwhile, Sartorial the Ever Chicken, very good fighter. As far as Lords of Change goes, you know, Kairos is on the weaker end because, you know, that's his whole lore, is that he's a little bit weak in melee and he's like blind to what's happening in the immediate moment, but he knows the future and the past. So that kind of is represented by him being a little bit weaker in in the moment combat. Whereas Sartorial and the Exalted Lords of Change are actually very good fighters. They got some hard-hitting combat stats. I mean, Sartorial's rocking friggin' 56 melee defense. That is like Nurgle territory of high. It's very, very good. So Pink's poking away here, and we do see objective number 1 about to flip as the Sour Guts are going to be heading to that objective. The Shredder of Lustria definitely cackling pretty hard, but Tzeentch is simply going to call the Changebringers back in, and the Changebringers are just going to unleash just a punishing salvo on these guys. We see Na'vi sitting at 1,000 supplies, so this is a big, I wouldn't say red flag, but it's a big sign that we're going to be seeing some scary Changebringer call-ins here in a minute once they come off cooldown. Advancing up our Pterodon Riders, couple Skinks moving in, and we do see the Solar Engine blasting into the Sour Guts over here. So Sour Guts eat it a little bit. They certainly appreciate that one. Anticity, as far as what he has on the field, he does have the Shredder and the Bastiladon, but not for long. Bastiladon's going to be dying to the Exalted Hero, but mainly just chaff units and the Shredder of Lustria. The Shredder of Lustria is trying his best. He's basically just camping out on this one objective and just hoping, thoughts and prayers, that he's going to be able to get that. 1,500 supplies, I would suspect to see a Changebringer call-in right now. Anticity with mostly Pterodon call-ins, anticipating the Changebringers probably, would be my guess. I think that's what he's up to. Bastiladon does get broken. Going to be sent packing, and Centaurs of Tzeentch just going to be farming it up in the backfield, so there they go. That's going to be a beauty right there. And those Feral Cold ones should get routed off the field pretty quickly by the Centaurs. And now the big daddies are back, the Changebringers. Immediately, Anticity sees that, and he's going to be zipping over there with his Flying Air Force. Knows he needs to shut that shit down ASAP. A couple Skinks going to be trying to fight this one out, but Zangor should be able to handle them. And for Tzeentch, it's going to be really uber important here to not give Anticity any chance of a comeback and protect these Changebringers by probably calling out another Fury. So Navi does have 650. We're going to see a Fury call out most likely right here. And yeah, the Exalted Hero and the Furies hot on the tail here of the Pterodon Riders. Fury coming out, and they do get a nice roast right there. Those Pterodons do eat it pretty good. But you want to run. If these Changebringers were to die, that would be like... I don't know if it would be enough for Anticity to come back, but it would be a pretty big step forward for sure. There's more Furies on the way. Changebringers going to be scurrying away. Their Protoss shields have been penetrated. So now they're going to start taking damage on the actual models. But yeah, sacrificing 2 Pterodons to get the shields off a Changebringer. I mean, Anticity doesn't really have much of a choice at this point. You know, he's just so far behind in the overall state of the battlefield. You know, the value is close-ish for sure. The Shredder of Lustria is, you know, it didn't hear no bell. It's still going strong. It's just single-handedly trying to get this back. And there's going to be a final transmutation here, which will do some okay damage. Shredders have a disgusting amount of HP, though. 15,000 base, as a matter of fact. So, it's going down there. Shredder of Lustria is doing it. Zangor is going to be lurking towards Objective Uno. And on the other side, we do see Objective 3 here, owned by the Lizardmen. But not for long. The Zangors are going to come and get that. And yeah, it's change-bringing time. It's change-bringing time as the Shredder of Lustria takes a lot of damage and does turn around and do some Mortal Wombat. But that is going to be GG well played. The Shredder, that's actually a really cool-looking shot. Total War looks so good. But yes, GG well played. A nice run by Anticity. If it makes him feel any better, he didn't have any chance at the top 4 because his tiebreaker was the person who dropped earlier. So yeah, all good. So it was a fun one. Looking at this build, I was like a little concerned, but the Changebringers carried it. Without the Changebringers performing, you know, you had to do it. It was a great run, man. It was a fun game. Certainly exponentially more entertaining than a freaking Khorne mirror match, which is what our other prospect was. You know? Slim pickings. Oh, God, dude. Can't wait for this shit to be gone. Well, let the birds feast. Yeah, that actually could have been something, like a Ripperdactyl, maybe. The anti-infantry Ripperdactyls will kill Furies pretty quickly, but the Clossodon Hunters have a bad time versus Furies. It depends on which one you're talking about. Yeah, Changebringers are pretty menacing, man. They're very good. Very, very good. The degenerate Dino Blob. Yeah, I mean, if those Changebringers hadn't been brought, I think Tzeentch just straight up loses that game, you know? Ripper's own Furies, the normal kind. Agreed, yeah. If you have regular Ripperdactyls, the anti-infantry ones, they'll kill Furies pretty well. All right. So how are we looking? Let's refresh this. Rippers actually die super hard. I did a test. Oh, 1v2, yeah. That means, yeah, 2 Furies will beat 1 Ripperdactyl probably, yeah. I would agree with that. I thought we were just talking 1-to-1. Okay. Let's refresh this. That was not a quick game. We're still waiting on it. Yeah, you probably, if you want to bring Rippers, you probably need to bring some healing support for them, like a Life Slant or an Apotheosis Caster, to help them tip the tides. Because Furies hit really hard in numbers. When you get a lot of Furies stacked up, man, they can do some nasty work. Hey, take care, Anticity. Thanks for your help earlier, man. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Looking good, looking good. One sec here. Got a little bit of admin stuff. And by the way, if you guys want to support the old dual streaming over on Twitch as well, can have it open on both screens, whatever. You know, if you prefer watching there or here, no worries. But we are going to be doing different streams on Twitch as well, like games like Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and things like that. So make sure to jump over there if you guys don't want to miss out on those odd streams, which would then eventually be uploaded as YouTube videos too. GG Anticity, thanks for the games today, man. It was fun. We had some good adventures. And Navigator versus Anticity. Boss Toss defeated Attack Speed Enjoyer. Top 4 is coming into a picture here. Looks like Alexander Nutt, Space Pope, the Spy Rat. Oh, dude, the Spy Rat might get there too. That'd be sweet. Yeah. We all got days like that. Okay, refresh this. And perfect. Dude, fear the Spy Rat. He's coming. Lizards just need a front line. Lizards are very good. Lizardmen are a very strong faction. They, I think that they're very good. Yeah. They can do quite a bit of work. And I honestly think against like any faction, do Lizardmen even have any like bad matchups? Don't know. Let's take a little peekaroo real quick, shall we? Lizardmen currently sitting at a 54% win rate. Like they don't have like Lizardmen don't seem to have any matchups where it's just like they get crushed. Like even against Beastmen, they have a 40% win rate, and Beastmen are super OP. Yeah, Lizardmen like really are very good. Look at the data here real quick. We'll peek. One sec. No, Lizardmen don't even need any milk though. Is the thing, you know? Let me show you guys. Hold on. So where's this? And that looks fine. Yeah. So if we click on Lizardmen right here, guys, on the tournament win rates, they're like top 6 factions, top 7 factions. And look at this, 70% win rate. And you have to go all the way down here to get something that's like looks kind of bad on paper. Right? These are close enough. Like look at this. Like these are all matchups in which Lizardmen have like a 45% or higher. And most of their factions are above 50%. Like Lizardmen have really, really good matchups in my opinion. So yeah, man, fear them. Skink pigback riders? No, none of that shit, dude. Nobody likes pigback riders. Oh, it's awful. Okay. So now we're going to be going to top 4 of tonight's tournament and having a good old jolly time. What would you say are your least 3 favorite factions to play against in general? Playing against dwarves is not very fun for a lot of my factions that I play. Although, I don't know. My least favorite factions to play against are probably ones that... Okay, I don't like playing against dwarves that much. I don't enjoy playing against wood elves. I don't like... Playing against high-level wood elves is definitely not the most fun to play. It's very stressful. Yeah, it's hard to say. Opening Twitch gives you a Kairos experience. Yeah, sure does. It sure does. Okay. But yeah, it's a tricky question. Tricky question, tricksy hobbitses. All right, so 2 games to go, and then we're ready. We got Space Pope, Alexander Nuts, Navigator, and likely Boss Toss. Unless Spy Rat... Oh, Spy Rat wins his game against Cartfish. He actually gets the spot. So that should be fun. I don't mind facing durable factions. Dwarves are just like so polarizing with their style that it's like... Yeah, it can be troll. Coast crushes him. I actually don't understand why Vampire Coast does so well against Lizardmen. I feel like Lizardmen would have so many good tools against them. There are some good mods to vamp up the campaign lizards. Oh, you're talking about in campaign Leprechaun, yeah. I think that Lizardmen are really good in multiplayer, though. They don't need anything. They're solid. They can perform at the highest level pretty consistently. Ita chutu mazdamandi. Oh. Yes. Going to be doing some Warcraft 3 streams coming up in the next week or 2. I'm excited to get practicing again. So we'll have some nice Pit Lord games. I know you guys missed the Pit Lord. How many of you guys watched the event Grubby had? That was a lot of fun. The big Warcraft 3 Invitational. That was fun. It's so cool seeing that game get some shine, man. Warcraft 3 really is the GOAT of like RTS games. Hey, Eldritch, well, I'm glad to hear that, man. Glad you're enjoying it. And we're not going anywhere. I'm going to keep pushing and going and, rolling. I've been playing Warcraft 3 on my own at night in the shadows. High Elves need that extended roster. Yeah, High Elves are, I don't know what they need. They feel like borderline very strong. Their monsters can be very oppressive. Yeah, the Grubby tournament, yeah. It was fun. Yeah, that's right, Frost. That's right. Yeah, Grubby's really nice. Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times. We Pone and I did a stream with him once. We did a couple actually. We did this Professor Pone and I versus Grubby and his brother in Dune Spice Wars. And then we also did some Direct Strike, which is a Warcraft 3 custom. You used to watch Grubby when you lived in a cockroach-infested apartment in Toronto. Hell yeah, the golden days. Yeah, Direct Strike's fine. I don't enjoy it as much as Grubby does. I prefer. Yeah, I don't know. Oh god, sorry about that, guys. Couldn't mute the mic quick enough. Yep, still waiting on 2 games that could affect the top 4. So gotta hang tight for those. All right, there we are. Yeah, Warcraft 3 custom games are amazing. There's so many. Like, the amount of value you get from Warcraft 3 is nuts. Right? Just there's so many good custom games that like are as good as like games on Steam, you know, that people have just put effort into, whether it be like the tower defenses and, you know, I don't need to boomer explain you guys that, you know, Warcraft 3 basically led to like Dota and, you know, League and all those other games as well. I don't do any tabletop RPGs now. No, I like PvP stuff more so. Yeah. Nurgle's blessing is persistent, dude. No joke. No joke. I would love to see Grubby or another absolute RTS sweat give this game a shot. So we have had that recently. If you guys have been watching my videos or some of the tournaments, Orange Pest. So Orange Pest is his name. He is pretty much the GOAT for Company of Heroes 3. And he wins like most of the major tournaments or at least he had been. And he's been competing in Total War competitive. He's gotten to the semifinals several times and gotten to the finals once, but he hasn't won a tournament yet, but he's come very close. But we have had that. He's an RTS. So this guy is very sweaty. When you watch him play like other games in his micro and whatnot, he is a powerful sweat. So we do have that. Yeah. Orange Pass was here earlier. Yeah, he's very good. I mean, I think if he applies himself and really keeps at it, like he could be a top player for sure. It's really the hard part about Total War is the knowledge check. So from an outsider like him, there's 2 variables that make it hard to get good at Total War. One is the knowledge check, like just having to know freaking 25 factions worth of matchups, and number 2, it's not having a good ladder. So in other RTS games, Warcraft 3 Champions, Battle.net, you know, Company of Hero, Quick Match, whatever, you can queue and get good practice and good experience. Whereas in Total War, you can't really do that. So it's really hard for outsiders to, you know, come in and just like grind ladder and then be able to compete, you know, because you don't get good practice. Our ladder freaking sucks. So that's a big variable there. Yeah, that's a big variable. Well, hopefully that was helpful. I'm being pinged by a couple people. Okay. Perfect. And are we ready for the next round? Let me refresh this. He was lurking here earlier. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, so yeah, top 4 looks good. Oh, the Spy Rat making it to top 4. All right. Yeah, Warcraft 3 is one of those games that always competes for a spot. Yeah, even though it's old, yeah. It's a great game. It's one of the GOATs. And let's go ahead and advance to top 4. Let's do this, and go from there. Okay. So where are we at? So that's going to be top 4 time. So we got some fun matchups coming up for you guys. Fasten your seatbelts. You know, get ready to go. Top 4 time. So we have the Spy Rat versus the Space Pope. I think we might have to cast that. And Navigator versus Alexander Nuts. So let's evaluate what the matchups are going to be. So Spy Rat is playing what? Empire versus Space Pope is playing Norska. Okay, Empire versus Norska is fun, and then Alexander is Vampire Coast versus Navigator is playing what's Chaos Dwarfs. Ooh, I want a Chaos Dwarf game. I'm sorry. Coast versus Dwarfs is fun. All right. So Navigator lobby code, please. Sorry, guys. The Dowie Czar have called. Turn on Twitch. What a time to be alive. Yeah, we're trying it. We're messing around a little bit. YouTube is YouTube is they've been getting a little bit hog wild, you know, with some of the stuff they've been doing on the back end lately. So it made me a little nervous. I was like, oh man. But they have this like new thing with where YouTube is like trying to forcefully put ads on your videos that like it thinks are in optimal spots. So you'll just like open a YouTube video and I'll go to publish a video and then I'll look at the ad section and YouTube will like have put like 80 ads in like a 5-minute video. I'm like, dude, calm down, Jesus. So I'm like, you know, yeah, it's a little shady there, you know. Dude, you guys don't want some cackling chorfs? Come on, dog. It's gonna be fun. Itachutu hashut. All right, here we go. I just guessed what their lobby was. Yes, evil. And the other side, you guys can just play your game. You don't need to wait for me or anything. So Spy Rat and Space Pope, go ahead and play your game. Rat and Space Pope, play your game. See one of you in finals. All right, let's get it. No, Unga Bunga, yeah. I mean, Chaos Dwarves can Unga Bunga though. The Chaos Dwarves can go Kawa Unga Bunga. They can get their trains and just like move through your army with like 3 trains. Yeah. You get spammed by ads just watching your live. Yeah, YouTube's been a little bit crunk in that way. I still of course love it, but it's pretty wild how inept like YouTube is as like when it comes to it as a streaming platform, right? Like YouTube has so much potential as like a streaming platform and there's so many simple quality of life features they could just literally steal from Twitch that they don't do. And I'm just like, man, it's because they could just take over the market in my opinion. If YouTube really just like, you know, got it going, they could do some serious work. Yeah. YouTube could absolutely dominate the scene if they bothered. Yeah, agreed. No, we gotta start the trend, the hot tub trend over here on YouTube. Be an early adapter. I'll eat some hot dogs and you know, in a cheap Walmart hot tub. It seems like the way to do it. How many of you guys here how many of you in chat were here for the actual hot tub stream? Not hot dog stream that we had on the channel like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm curious if there's any legends left over from the times of old. I know a couple faces I recognize, but yeah, those were some magical times. Hot Moss stream, ogres only. The one that broke Pone and Sparty. Sparty ate the most hot dogs. He definitely put those things down. He had no choice. Yeah. He feasted. Yeah, you were there? You were there? Okay. I see some OGs hanging around. How could we do that? Like, what would be... So I need all of us to put together our potato minds. What would be the best way to do another hot dog stream? Like, what would be the conditions, right? So the conditions for that stream was basically... It was, if you lose an FFA game... If you're one of the losers in the FFA game, you have to eat a hot dog, right? So then we had 6 games, so it was up to 6 hot dogs. If you don't win a single one of the matches, I think Sparty ate 6 hot dogs. I think he had to go all out and eat 6. But how could we actually make that better? Like, what games do we play that would be better for it, right? It maybe like if we played like a shooter game of some sort, right? Like if you get eliminated, you have to, you know, pound the wiener, right? Like what are some good ideas? Like Age of Empires, Company of Heroes, you know, these different games we cover. Spartacus was down bad at the end, yeah. Remember, Spotify became a billion-dollar company because YouTube wouldn't turn off the screen while playing music? Yeah. Yeah. Spicy? So something spicy, okay. So you're saying instead of doing hot dogs, it's just like a spice punishment. So that's like, it's a more poignant... Oh, dude, that just sounds like... I'd rather just pound some hot dogs than just eat something super spicy. Legion Tower Defense. If you leak, you eat a hot dog. Oh, shit. That's actually not the worst idea. I haven't played Legion Tower Defense in a while, though, but... That's actually not a terrible idea. By the way, they're still working on their armies, in case you're wondering. Yeah, we got a little bit of time. Sorry about that. All right. Spice Wars, if it's a spice stream. Yeah. You could probably incorporate some spice, some Dune Spice Wars with that. Eat hot dogs for advantage in upcoming matches instead of being punished. But Pone doesn't like hot dogs, you know. There's got to be... It's a punishment for most people. Let's see here. Pigback shots. Round Robin, Total War, AoE 4, and Warcraft 3. So you're saying, like, you have a best of 3 with somebody, and then, like, you play all those games? It's interesting. Who's favored in this matchup? I don't know. I think it's pretty even. Chaos Wars versus Vampire Coast is typically back and forth. I think it depends on the map, too. The map is a big determining factor, but likely we're going to see double Deathstreaker from Navi. I think he's the Deathstreaker enjoyer. He's one of my fellow Chaos Dwarf mains out there. Oh, man. Pone doesn't have to worry about punishment hot dogs. He's Pone Ball the undefeated. Yeah, that's true. I know what balut is. No, thank you. I used to work with a bunch of Filipinos, and I know what balut is. I know what lechon is. Yeah. Surmstroming? Oh, Surmstroming would be so disgusting. No. Why would I suggest that? Oh, that's so gross. Would pigback riders be unbanned if they could be knocked over? Yes. If they were not coded in a buggy way that breaks the game, then yeah, I would allow them in the game. Mm-hmm. I know what balut is. Yeah, I used to work for the Weekend Balita newspaper in Los Angeles. Yeah, I don't think they're around anymore, but I got pretty fat off the Filipino food, man. They know how to eat. They know how to eat. Oh, the lumpia. The lumpia are so good. I would love it when they would bring those in. Okay, are we ready yet? Alexander with the big thinking. Let me make sure they're not waiting for me. I don't think so. Cool. The other side is playing their game, so shout out to those guys. What about weird tasting jelly beans? Oh, I feel like the jelly beans are... Yeah. Hot dogs is like the true experience, I feel, you know? Oh shit, didn't Sparty dress up like a hot dog for that stream? I think he did. I think Sparty legit actually dressed up like a hot dog overlord for that stream. Of course, Orange Pest rolls up and is like, Surmstroming isn't that bad. Yeah, for you. You know? You probably have had it before multiple times, and your palate is probably more used to that kind of food also, right? We're used to frickin' breaded chicken dinosaur nuggets here in America. That's and barbecue and yeah. What's that, Pest? I remember Sparty dressing up as a crab. No, he dressed up as a crab for Everchosen. And then Sparty deep-throated hot dogs that stream. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a link. Frost just dropped a link to it. We'll drop it in Twitch and YouTube, and you guys can check it out. That would be something though, but it needs to be punishment for losing, right? That's what makes it more fun. All right, guys. One sec here. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's tournament, and this is our semifinal match. It is going to be a duel between the Chaos Dwarves, who I'm not sure what side they're going to be spawning in here. We'll have to see, and Vampire Coast. So, Navigator is one of I think there's maybe 2 people who main Chaos Dwarves, maybe 3. myself being one of them, and I think he's the other one. I think there's really only 2 Chaos Dwarf mains. They're not super popular. Very cool faction, though. But yes, Navi is going to be our Chaos Dwarf champion, and Alexander Nuts is also one of our Vampire Coast mains. Dude, how dare you, Pone? I was getting into commentary mode, and he's like talking smack on hot dogs. Dude, they're so good. They're so good. If you get like a proper hot dog, oh, with like all the you know like grilled onions and just, I actually like a little mayonnaise on my hot dogs. You know, I like to get a little crazy, but to each their own. All right. Well, anyways, Vampire Coast. Vanguarding pistols is a very good idea. It's only 300 gold. Pretty expendable. You can lose these guys and not really care that much. And yeah, it gives you immediately pretty good pressure on the objectives. So I like that a lot from Alexander. The rest of the build here is going to be zombie pirate deckhand mobs, backed up by bomber mobs to try and clear out the Chorf infantry. And some handguns in the deep set reserve to try and put pressure on Baeltor's characters and trains and different things like that. So that is going to be that. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, for the Dowie Tsar, it is going to be a battle line of Chorf warriors, including the RORs. We have the Blazing Beards of Basharik. So the Blazing Beards of Basharik are looking pretty cool. Look at these guys, these powerful dwarves. Yeah, they're ready. We got archers in the secondary, hobgoblin archers, and last but not least, we got the Soul of Damnation as well. So there is the Soul of Damnation. Going to be dropping some hot steaming payloads. I like this. Magma cannons are pretty good against Coast. But so too is the Soul of Damnation. It's kind of just a preference and a map specific thing. On maps like this where you have like trees and a lot of like foliage blocking you, the Soul of Damnation maybe is an optimal choice. Although Deathshriekers are good too, because if somebody comes in with Crabbo Stabbo, having a Deathshrieker is very, very good. It looks like it is going to be Celostra as well. All right, so should be fun. All right, we're back in business. Can we make the word Frankfurter meta again? Yeah. Let us know your predictions, guys. Who you think is going to win this match? Who you rooting for, by the way? You rooting for the Dowie Tsar champion? This is fun. You know, we got 2 players on their main factions. You know, which is very fun. Yeah, Rogue One is very good. You know, Pone, with you liking Rings of Power and Game of Thrones Season 8, I was concerned that you might actually like the Star Wars sequels, but no, I believe in you there. That's good, man. I'm glad we haven't sunk into those depths. Zombie pirate gunnery mobs getting nailed by the Soul of Damnation and doing some respectable damage. And Vampire Coast is going to be getting a triple cap pretty quickly here. Sending over some pistol mobs to go grab Objective 3. Objective 2 is going to be held down by pistol mobs as well. And the Dowie Tsar here are going to be pushing up towards Objective 1. So really just keeping the army consolidated. Hobgoblin archers here are, of course, not bad against like Morghuls and animated Hulks. They're not like a good archer unit, you know. There's got to be a Burning Headcaster, right? Yep, Burning Headcaster is going to be the choice for the Chorfs. So the Chorfs going to be doing it. I like the bull. The bulls are so cool. Look how adorable and happy they are. Just the way they prance around as they just stomp and annihilate everything under them. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So we do see one pistol mob going down. Archers have gotten in range of the other one. But the Sorcerer Prophet is going to need to hunt down Celostra. If you let this Crabbo Stabbo, it's going to be a bad time for everybody. So the Crabbo moves in, attacks some Orc Laborers, and it looks like, oh my god, was that a Vangeist Revenge? Holy shit, it is. Look at that. And it does miss. So that feels pretty bad for Vampire Coast. Celostra now being shot by a Deathshrieker. So there's 2 artillery pieces out. We have a Deathshrieker and we have a Soul of Damnation. And now she's going to be getting attacked very heavily, but she does call out the Damned Knights Errant. So that is the Arwar. And what are they going to be doing? Cleaving through the archers? We'll have to see. So Celostra getting wrecked a little bit. Syrenes have moved in to fight against the Chorf warriors. And where are these knights going to go? Are they going to attack into the Hobgoblins? Not a really good summon of those units. They kind of didn't get their charge off. They just kind of got limply summoned over here and then just waddled in. So, yeah, it's a tough start. Chaos Dwarf's definitely up to a better start here. But they are being stuffed on points. So even if you play well, you can still lose on points if you're not careful. So the Dwarves trying to fight, but getting nailed by a terror route and also by some of the bombardments. Blazing Beards of Basharik and the Hobgoblins trading where they can. Damn Knights Errant going to be online for a little bit longer. So they are being disruptive. And now the charge has gotten a little bit better as they move down. And terror out the Hobgoblins. Hobgoblins have pretty terrible leadership, so tricky pickle. But yeah, Alexander could totally stuff the Chaos Dwarves here if they're not careful. Kadai Fireborn are actually pretty good in this matchup sometimes. for kind of pushing out of positions like this, and Hobgoblin Wolf Riders can be nice as well for getting on top of some of these units in here. Definitely some good opportunities for all. The Blazing Chad the Besheric going to move in. They, of course, I think have some built-in fire resist, as most of the Chaos Dwarves do. So that's actually relevant against bomber mobs, right? 30% fire res against the bombers who do fire damage. That's actually huge. Like a 35% mitigation against the bombers on the rank and file Chorf Warrior. That's good stuff. So Chaos Dwarves trying to snipe Celestra. You can see she's run for the hills. So she's kind of camping back here while the Deathstreak Rocket Launcher zeroes in on her. I think at this point, the problem for the Chaos Dwarves isn't going to be Celestra. It's going to be taking ground. Their infantry killing power is very weak. They only have like Blazing Beards, a Besheric. And look at this, the Sorcerer Prophet getting Last Samurai by all the shooting. The handgun mobs, powder wet. Yeah, they're getting in there. And that Sorcerer Prophet, he better run, man. These guys can continue zeroing in, force him back into the trees. It's going to be rough. He's actually straight up broken. Okay, so that bad boy is broken and running. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. The Nurgle's Rot, once again, it has overtaken me. Orc Laborers and Hobgoblins are going to be coming, and if that Sorcerer Prophet runs off the battlefield, that's probably just going to be, honestly, a GG situation. He's scurrying, he's running, he's got 3,200 HP, and Celestra is still kind of cackling somewhere, yeah. She's straight up running to the other side of the map. Check that out. So Celestra does get back there. But Vampire Coast guns, yeah, got a lot of work done. We saw 3 handguns right there, and they were able to zero in on that Sorcerer Prophet, get some nasty work done. Kadai Fireborn would be very good here. I think using the artillery to shoot the handguns and then using the Kadai to rip apart the rest of the army is really what you want to be doing. Hobgoblins charge into the gunnery mob here, but you know they're simply just going to get shot. So they're like point blank shot here as the handguns are providing a little bit of fire support. Waddling and shambling. Hobgoblin's going to be sent running here, but not before they do get a little crumble there. Chaos Dwarves moving forward once again. Now, Chaos Dwarves are down in value, and what's even worse for them is a lot of the value that the Chaos Dwarves do have is tied up in Celestra. They actually haven't really been that effective against the Vampire Coast army, and it seems as if Alexander Nuts is really going to be cackling and running away with it here. Depth Guard are so freaking cool, by the way. Definitely one of the coolest looking units in the entire game. They have some cool animations, and yep, he's going to be, oh, there you go. All right, not a fun time to be this tall hat guy, that's for damn sure. Hat might have been a little bit too tall there. But objective number 1 belongs to the Vampire Coast. Chaos Dwarves are really stuffed back. Things just aren't working for the Chaos Dwarves. You know, Hobgoblin Archers, I feel, are pretty terrible. You know, I understand them in principle, because Coast doesn't like archers, but they just get routed so freaking easily and are so overpriced. I just can't help but feel like units like that is a mistake. Also, you know, I think you just need a little bit more pushing power as the Chaos Dwarves. Like, where are the trains and the Kadai Fireborn and different things like that? Chaos Dwarves trying to get their business going, but the Sorcerer Prophet is so beat up. If he even like thinks about going out here, there's like 4 or 5, you know, handgun mobs kind of lurking around that can really do quite a bit of work. 0 points for the Chaos Dwarves. They do bring the value back a little bit. Hobgoblin Archers have zeroed in and are getting some cost-effective shooting into the shooty boys here. Hobgoblins cruising forward as well. Celestra really lurking in the deep here, so she's just kind of hanging out towards the back of the map. I suspect that at some point during the game, Celestra is probably going to be sent back into fight, you know, just as a final distraction, Carnifex to try and help hold that objective. I think that's going to be going down here. Now, on the back, we do see more Bombards coming out, so the Deathstreakers and the Soul of Damnation continue their reign of tyranny. I mean, maybe the Chaos Dwarves can start to get some ground here, but like, yeah, that's not enough, man. It ain't enough. And I mean, they're busy fighting in the backfield. There's like 1 unit of Sirens just cackling back here and you know, honestly occupying a substantial portion of the Dawizar force. More Chaos Dwarf Warriors are moving up, and now we're going to see the Chaos Dwarf start to get some ground here. So they probably, before the game's over, will be able to find a way to wrestle Objective 1, unless they leave early, of course. But yeah, you're going to need to get all 3. And we do see the Chaos Dwarves with some Hobgoblin Cutthroats coming down here, which would trade pretty well. Cutthroats will defeat a Deckhand mob in combat. Although leadership can sometimes be a variable there as well, right? The Hobgoblins have trash leadership if they don't have a Chaos Dwarf nearby, and yeah, they can get routed by the Undead if things aren't going well for them on the board. Big burning head right there. That was really nice. He was cooking right there. Gets a good one down on the polearms, and now we get some Hobgoblins running up. Where are they going to go? They're going to dive on top of these. We will find out. But yeah, Chaos Dwarves are resurgent on the board, but I just don't think they're going to have enough time. Although, I don't know. We do have a little bit of momentum on all sides. And Vampire Coast reinforcing here. One sec, guys. Just got to get some water. Oh, man. Nurgle's Rod is strong. But here they come. Double Hobgoblin Cutthroat. But Sirens are immediately going to be able to come in and counter those guys. So you see the Sirens moving up. That's going to tear her out. If you just move them around the back of the unit and rear charge them, that's going to be the end of the road there. Chaos Dwarves do start to get this point. The Torf Warriors and the Baeltor's character, they're able to do some work. But Celostra is also going to come back in and be something that you have to deal with in the very late game. Ammunition on the Deathreaker is looking pretty okay. Same on the Soul of Damnation. And the Chaos Dwarf Artillery has been singing on the deep. Here comes some sort of Witchcraft, another Burning Head. Really, really nice cast there. That Burning Head was beautiful, actually. You get the burnt and take cover penalty, negative 55 leadership, and the Death Shriek. I mean, talk about overkill, you know. Chaos Dwarves, they certainly know how to party with their artillery, right? They certainly do. So they're going there. Chaos Dwarf Warriors grinding that point down. Couple Depth Guard moving in. 1,300 here as the Chaos Dwarves do start to run away with the value a little bit. 8.5 against 6.7. Celostra is on her way back in, so she's thinking about coming in and trying to mitigate this. And what do we have here? Zombie part. Polearm mobs, handgun mobs. Wow, the fact that this objective hasn't flipped yet is really brutal for the Dowie Czar. Blazing Beards of Bashar going to be pretty nice at pressuring the middle, but there's just no way. Not enough time. The Dowie Czar build just was too defensive and didn't have enough forward stopping power to get through that brick. I've tried these archers. I tell you, I'm just disappointed by them every time. I just can't help but think, you know, I like the Soul of Damnation and the Death Shrieker. I think that's fine, but you just need some Kadai Fireborn or something that can just rip through those zombies quick. There was nothing there that could do that. And yeah, that's going to be it. GG, well played. All right, so now we're going to go to the grand finals. And let's get it all set up. So Turin finals. Turin finals. All right, host game is a spectator. The truth is out there. Oh my god. The X-Files theme is like one of the best things ever. So Alexander Dutz, what is he playing in the finals? You know, he's already used his Dwarves and he's used his Coast, which are his two best factions. So curious to see what he's going to have in the mix here. And it looks like the Spy Rat and the Space Pope are still playing their match. They're still going strong. And yeah. Thanks for the link, Frost. It's fun. Okay. There we are. And grand finals time. So the grand finals map is going to be what? It is going to be Borderlow Landing. Certified Classic. And there we are. Bombers restrict the infantry. They do, but it's not unwinnable. You owe opponent an 8-hour Warcraft 3 marathon stream on the new Twitch channel. Well, Pwn always has to like go get dinner or go to a job, you know, be an adult. I don't know if we can get him for 8 hours, but we'll try. I will try. I'm game. 8 hours might be a little bit too much for me, but I could do like a 4 or 5 hour Warcraft 3 stream. We could definitely do it. Do it. Yeah, we're going to do an FFA after the grand finals. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And every time we lose a 2v2 match, well, since Pwn and I never lose in any team games, how about every time we lose a game in Warcraft 3? This shouldn't be a problem since we don't lose. Pwn and I have to eat a hot dog every time we lose a ladder game. Hot dog for every hero death in Warcraft 3? No, that's too much. Because there's some games where you lose. I mean, I'd be game, but it would be a very short stream. We'd get sick pretty quick. But like a game loss, you know? Yeah, that actually isn't bad. Yeah, we're coming up. See, now we're really coming up with good ideas. You're getting Costco hot dogs tomorrow? Oh, dude, Costco's got the goods. Okay, so they still haven't reported their scores yet. Let me tell him to report the score. Report that down. All right. What if every time you lose, Pwn has to eat 2 hot dogs? I don't know how long you make it. Me on vacation this whole week, Turn, I'll play games and host tourneys you don't play. You play Total War. Come on, dog. It was just kind of a tricky timing, you know. I had to get back to it because we took like a friggin' week of plague time off. Maybe we'll do a Warcraft 3 stream tomorrow. Shit. I think we could do it. I think we could swing it. Chili dog. You know, the street dogs that they do in LA are really good. I don't know what culture it's from, but it's somewhere in where they have like those like little stands that they set up outside like Dodger Stadium. Oh man, those things rule. Warcraft 3, you must say. Oh, that's funny. Hey, Colin. Thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, my friend. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Keeping the old man going. Okay, so who's the winner between the Space Pope and the Spy Rat? All right, looks like the Space Pope is victorious. Well played to Spy Rat. You had a good run, homie. And Space Pope. Okay. Finals. So, Tomb Kings for Alexander Nuts in the finals. Makes sense. That's a very strong faction, you know? That's very, very strong. You're back, baby. He's back and he's pissed. Yeah, man, you got the fancy green name now. Going strong. Let's see. Fruffbone got a weekend. Yeah, Nurgle gave me some serious... Well, Pone and I were gaming a lot when I was actually recovering. When I had the plague, we were gaming during the day. He acts like I abandoned him, but while I was on death's door with Nurgle just beating me, I got on and we gamed it up, dude. We gamed it up. All right, so let's not give into the sob story here. We were going hard. Remember the modded streams in the Warhammer 2? Oh, Araby and the Flying Carpets? Yeah, that was pretty funny. That mod. Demons of Chaos versus Tomb Kings. Oh, that's a fun matchup. Yeah, this is good. We got Demons of Chaos versus Tomb Kings. It's a fun one. I like it, actually. I like it. Didn't we see this in the Faction War? That Solosaur one? I think we did. I can't remember. Is that Alexander Top Hat thumbnail actually him? I think it actually is him, yeah. I think it might be. Propbone has been praying to Nurgle to force me to just down to play with him. Yeah. I'm not sure. I gotta say, it's pretty trippy. So, my eye doctor was telling me that I've probably had like vision issues for years and just didn't notice it. And it almost feels like I don't like it. Like having my left eye work well with these glasses, it trips me out. Yeah, it's strange. But yes, Demons of Chaos versus Tomb Kings. Probably going to see some Fiends of Slaanesh. Going to see some Changebringers, maybe. I'm not sure. Who do you guys want to win? Who are you rooting for? Who's your champ here? Tomb Kings are definitely the more meta faction. Demons of Chaos are really good in the hands of experts, like people who train them. They have great units. I mean, even with Seekers and Heartseekers being banned and just being broken, they have a pretty damn good roster. Great infantry variants, pretty good mobility. Fiends are the carry, and obviously tons of good Lords of Magic. Yeah, you have what? Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh. Like Rampage Magic is so freaking good. Yeah. Are you talking about the Ark of the Covenant over there? Yeah, some Indiana Jones. Two very strong factions, hard to guess, but I'm a sucker for Undead, so Tomb Kings. Yeah, I would say maybe, like, in terms of, like, ease of access, Tomb Kings are probably easier to play. Like, Demons of Chaos, have a very squishy roster. A lot of the units, like, if you blunder demonic units, it's really bad, because that disintegration just puts you in the trash can. Whereas blundering a skeleton isn't that big of a deal, and, but yeah, demonic like, that disintegrating is freaking brutal compared to crumpling. Surprise Be'lakor pick? I don't know. I don't know about that, maybe. Team Demons for this one, yeah. So who played in the tournament tonight? Do we have some folks in chat who played in the tourney? If so, what'd you guys play? What was your jam? How'd it go for you? What went well? What didn't go well? Always curious to hear your stories and your sagas. Perfect. I love the Tomb Kings Ushopti look. Yeah. Yeah, Ridley, there's some funny business going on with it. So here's what I suspect about the YouTube shenanigans lately. What a lot of when I used to go to Creative Assembly's offices for like Everchosens and events like that, one of the streaming platforms they would stream themselves to was actually Steam itself. So there's like a little like developer stream thing on a Steam page, and then they would include those numbers in their report because it would force the stream to the Steam page, just to the place where people sit idle on the game menu or whatever, and like nobody was actually watching there. but it would count as somebody watching for the analytics that they would, give to their higher ups and stuff. So I think something's going on with YouTube where it's like putting our stream somewhere like idle, like on like a place where people just sit AFK. There's got to be some funny business. Be quiet, Steve Jobs is watching. What? Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's weird. It's some funny. I actually don't like it because it's it could be some bad actors or something. You never know. Prop Pone is buying thousands of bots to hang out. It's probably him, the villain. The villain is Pone. Yeah, could be. Turin just on the Total War fandom wiki page, just like left while people just have it open in the background or something. Yeah. Even if the numbers are inflated, wouldn't that be good for you? Yes and no. Not. I prefer not because it doesn't. I can't like gauge what actually people enjoy. Like historically, when I'm like deciding what I'm going to stream or what kind of events we're going to do, I can gauge people's interest and have like data from that, like good analytics, where I can be like, okay, people like this. But now I can't. I don't know what's real, what's not, like what people are into. It's not. It's actually not good. Yeah, it's actually not good. Bad actor Steven Seagal, is that you? Yeah, we usually lurk between 1,000 and 2,000. Yeah, exactly. Which is awesome. It's amazing. But yeah, 5,000. I don't think so. Maybe some site in China has your stream embedded on the website. Yeah, like it could be something like that. Honestly, I'm glad you're streaming. My college MVB team just got a good upset. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, the March Madness stuff, right? Right, good. The Von Haggard was very fun. I love the Bannerlord streams; those were really fun. And when they update it and add the greenskins and the dwarves and stuff, we'll be back at that pretty hard. Yeah, we'll be back at that pretty hard. 3K sleepers. That could be, man. Could be. You never know. Not knowing what's real and what's not is unfortunately all too common online now. Yeah, for sure. It's just the nature of the beast. It is indeed. We're among the other broken ones. Oh, you're saying I'm playing in some rundown airport terminal? Yeah. Yeah, and it scans all the people in the room. Yeah. A 360 spin on a playground swing? You want me to do that? That's a really strange request. We get some weird requests around here, but yeah. Back creating great new characters to be captured by the Wood Elves. It's true. The capture, the prisoner arc is what it's all about. I'm guilty of. I fall asleep on Grubby stream a lot. I used to, at least, not as much anymore. The wife and I, we don't have a TV in our bedroom anymore, so. But back in the day, man, Grubby and Winter's SEO, those two streams would just put me out super quick. I don't know, Mad Cow. I'm actually genuinely curious, though. I'm genuinely curious. I am genuinely curious. So Alexander is ready. Space Pope is still going, and it looks like they're here. Any of you guys into Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay? I have played it before. We did a short session of it when, oh man, that must have been like friggin' 5 years ago, dude. Time friggin' flies. It's trippy. It's very trippy. Yeah, the new Bannerlord DLC. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I love Bannerlord as a game. I've been playing it off stream, just the regular Bannerlord. But it's crazy when you go from playing like a mod that has the heart and soul of the developers put into it, like the Old Realms mod, to playing vanilla Bannerlord and being like, holy shit. Vanilla Bannerlord is so freaking haggard and janky comparatively. It's so janky. Yeah. Frost said, I had a TV in the bedroom for 2 months, had to eat it, totally screwed up with the sleep schedule, yeah. I like watching Star Trek and then like drooling and falling asleep. That was my routine. My routine was just like finish live streaming for the day and just drool. I woke up many a times to Deep Space Nine and TNG, just like straight up drooling, laying there with like Picard just droning on in the background, you know? Kids born in 2007 are now considered adults. It's pretty insane. The Bannerlord boat DLC? Yeah. I hope there's some fun PvP with that. That'll be fun. All right, guys. So, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of today's tournament. It's been fun. We've had a great little run here. And we're going to now take a look at the forces of Alexander Nutt. So Alexander going to be using Cetra the Imperishable. Extremely meta, very tough to snipe, high armor, high durability, healing abilities via the Restless Souls and all that goodness. I think, yeah, it should be Realm Souls is tier, yeah, okay, should be any unit there. But super tough to kill. The rest of the army is going to be spears backed up by Nahakar warriors and archers. So archers are pretty good against demons. Demons don't have any armor on their roster, so baseline archers can actually be a pretty formidable little screen to those guys. And yeah, a well-rounded army. One Sphinx, which today's tournament limits you to one Sphinx, so that's why there's only one here instead of two. And yeah, a pretty well-rounded army. We have some archers, we got some Nahakar warriors for actual killing power, and the big Sphinx to obviously carry and get the job done. I've watched pretty much all the old Star Treks. I haven't watched many of the new ones except Strange New Worlds, which I really liked. Yeah. Now, Demons of Chaos armies are always the weirdest shit. I don't know what it is, but you look at them and you're just like, this is... I guess that makes sense. You know, demons are like they're otherworldly entities that are kind of hard for mortals to perceive and understand. So it makes sense that their armies are the same way. In this case, we do have Nurglings. So Nurglings are going to be moving on over towards Objective 3. And double Skull Cannon. So Skull Cannons are interesting. The non-ROR ones, had a moment in the sun where they were very popular, and they should be good at poking at distance and giving the demons some utility here. 2 Nurglings out of Vanguard, and an Exalted Keeper of Secrets. All right. So I'm excited to see this thing in action. I mean, in theory, it should be a very good counter against like a Cetra's type character in a straight fight because it's an anti-large duelist. It does have Seductive Glory for Rampage and the Pavane of Slaanesh too, right? So that's not bad at all. Over here, we do see Cetra lurking on Objective 1, just being very cautious. The Greater Demon, though, is a big target for those archers, right? Skull Cannon shots, staying it in there. And not getting too many good connects right there. We do see the Nahakar warriors kind of get cooked a little bit. Cetra on the back going to be cackling. Oh, shit. Okay. Space Pope is getting real crunk nasty. We have Karanak. Recently sent to Legends by Games Workshop. Classic. But still very much alive here in Total War. So the spirit of Karanak, it's going strong. But yeah, I mean, it could silence Cetra and snare him. And if Karanak plus the Exalted Keeper of Secrets can maybe isolate Cetra somewhere, that could be pretty powerful, right? Another Skull Cannon shot right there, so that does make contact. And now we see the Chariots of Nahakar are going to be coming out, so Tomb King's Chariots are very cool. I got to paint more of these. I actually don't really use any Chariots in my tabletop army for Tomb Kings, but when they eventually nerf big bullshit monsters, maybe things like this will be a little bit better, right? But there they are, and advancing up are the Tomb Kings. So the Tomb King's going to be sounding the horn of war, while the forces of the demons definitely going to be in a very tight position here. Those archers on this open field map, there is the pillar to hide behind. But aside from that, the archers could really kill this Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Which spells do we have, by the way? We have Pavane, so really just going to be trying to rampage. Okay. So Nurgling's moving up to get massacred. They're going to get run over by the chariots and killed by the archers. And the greater... oh, look at this! We actually get Cetra rampaged behind the pillar. And now Cetra's going to take some damage for sure. This Keeper of Secrets is going to hit very hard. So Pavane will rampage it for a long time. And then on top of that, you also have the Seductive Glory. So you have 2 layers of rampaging there. Now, where is Karanak? Karanak's coming in. Who let the dogs out? That's a triple snare on Cetra, guys. So that's a ballsy one, trying to actually kill Cetra. So Prey of the Blood God is activated. Cetra is a raid boss, so very good fighter. And we do see the pit fight raging on here as the Keeper of Secrets is a little bit surrounded by some spears on the backside. But yeah, Cetra's down to half health. I mean, if you can get this pick here, Prey of the Blood God. Oh, Cetra takes a bad attack animation, moves into the demonic army. But I actually don't hate the sniping attempt. It's very all in, but if it does work, I mean, that's going to be brutal. So Cetra is finally free from the rampages and the snares, but is surrounded by screamers and by the best doggo of Khorne. What a good boy. Look at the good boy. And he gets in there and rips the Achilles off the monster. Classic. Cetra currently in critical binding. Getting real smashed up here, but I think Cetra is just barely going to get away there. Crumbling right now with 1900 HP. But the demons are obviously having rough, parts elsewhere on the battlefield. And what army ability did the demons get? Did they get the Tzeentch ability? It looks like it could be. The Tzeentch army ability with the Steel Chair and a Pavane of Slaanesh activated once again. The Demons of Chaos need to get the kill on Cetra. If they don't, they probably lose the game. If Cetra manages to squeak away, because the rest of the trading isn't going great for demons. Oh, here comes Karanak. What a good dog. He's such a good boy. He's so fuzzy. And he moves in, and we do see Cetra the Imperishable at 270. Karanak Is he going to claim the skull of all skulls? Oh, Greater Demon gets in, and Cetra gets steel chaired. Okay, that was badass. Just the Slaanesh Demon just moving in all creepy and getting that huge finishing blow. Sign me the hell up for that. All right, but now, you better not lose that Keeper of Secrets. The rest of the fighting, we do get some hounds coming around the side to try and shut down the archers, and the Keeper of Secrets need to survive here. The rest of the fighting is an absolute shit show. It's basically just the two armies mashed together, Just, I have no idea what's going on here. A couple of Nurglings sitting on the back point, but Fleshhounds do get on top of the Skeleton Archers, who, mind you, are going to have lower leadership because of the death of Cetra. So with Cetra having fallen, that's going to be pretty rough. That's a ballsy one, though, man. The way Space Pope played, that's very all in, but man, oh man, it worked, and maybe we're going to be seeing a victory for it, So looking around, the undead are not happy losing their lord, that's for sure. Ushapti summoned to the back. Doggo's still continuing to hunt down the archers, and with those archers being offline, the Greater Demon of Slaanesh is going to be feasting like the Heathen Kings of old. And the Greater Demon of Slaanesh, people forget, it has healing. Feasting on fear. So when units are crumbling nearby or are in some sort of a nasty negative leadership state, this thing is going to be able to heal quite a bit, actually. So all these like haggard crumbling undead here are very helpful. So Battletoads are going to be on the way in. Tomb Kings are obviously losing the fight here in the front now that their lord is gone and they're a little bit unsupported. Battletoads have arrived, and Battletoads will be functional enough against the infantry, and they look super cool. I think Toads are such friggin' awesome creatures. Yeah, losing your big centerpiece Cetra that early on, and I'm surprised we're not seeing like Ushapti Grapo too. Like, Ushapti Grapo would be very good against most of these units. It would be a very good counter. But, yeah, Alexander Nuts is in serious trouble. And this is, Alexander deserves this. You guys remember that game like a week or two ago? When Alexander got the double Colossal Squig and the double or triple Rampage stack on me and just literally insta-killed my Bale Taurus Lord? He deserves this. This is his fate. This is his karma. And we're going to see if he can claw his way out of this. Certainly not going to be easy. So a lot of Houndos and Skull Cannons just farming. Skull Cannons are cool because they farm ammunition as they get into melee combat. So they're able to roll through and do some serious work against these bad boys. And, yeah, looking at objective dose here, Tomb Kings have it. The points currently do favor Alexander as far as just like raw victory points go. But in the back, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is going to be healing. It's going to be crumbling things. And, dude, I love the Hellraiser vibes for the Slaanesh Demons. They're so cool. Yeah, I think I want to make a Slaanesh army someday, for sure. I don't know what game system, but I already have Death Guard for 40k, so I don't know if I feel like doing like Emperor's Children or anything, but maybe for if I ever get lured into Age of Sigmar, that'll be a fun army to start. All right, the turn reveling in the defeat of his rivals. It's the petty revenge. All right, so a lot of crumbling capture weight here. The Bloodletter's not a bad infantry choice. They can definitely grind there pretty well. But yeah, good luck killing that Greater Demon. GG, well played. The Legions of Chaos, they get through with the steel chair and get revenge for the old man. All jokes aside, Alexander's an absolute beast. It's just it just happens, That it was pretty. There was a pretty big tell there with Karanak and this thing. You just keep Cetra back, Like if Cetra had been fighting somewhere where archers could have supported, that would not have happened, right? Because where Cetra ended up taking the fight was behind the pillar, where the demon was safe and Karanak was safe. If the fight had been in any open field, even with the rampage, the Greater Demon of Slaanesh would have been just cut to pieces by those archers, but it wasn't the case. So, GG, well played. A victory for the Space Pope, the Pope from space. He has done it. And now, let us go ahead and get the dreaded FFA. Okay. This is going to be my first game played with these glasses. This is going to be interesting. All right. So how do we want to do this? I'm thinking some Tzeentch. I've been really getting the Tzeentch business going lately, so we're gonna get some Tzeentch action in there. Yes, welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to all the bots watching from the abyss, all as well. Can't forget you guys, pumping our numbers up. AOS has some wicked Slaanesh stuff. They do. My wife would be so good at painting Slaanesh too. That's like really her style, those colors, and yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, Rampage spell, Rampage AoE, Karanak snare into Tzeentch bolt. The Tzeentch bolt was very, very, very brutal here. Oh yeah, I wanted to do a Bretonnia versus Dwarf game. Yeah, we'll do an FFA first, and then we can do that after as well. Okay, so let's check this. And perfect. So we need one more person. We'll see if we can get him here. Alexander, are you still around, by the way? I wanted to try Bretonia versus dwarves. If you're still here, Alexander, let me know in chat. Get your mom to do your Warhammer work. Sorry. My mom, I've talked to my mom about painting miniatures before. She's but she's a little older now. My mom is almost 70 and she has some hand problems. Not like mine, but you know, she's got like arthritis issues in her fingers and she doesn't do very well with like fine detail stuff anymore as much. Yeah. Anna is the Dark Queen. Anna is like a master artist. She can do everything. Small stuff, big stuff. But yeah, no, absolutely. My mom was an artist for many years. That's how when my dad left, that's how she supported us. She actually like was able to create a full-time career as an artist. It was super impressive back in like the early 2000s. Is Mama Turin on stream? I don't think so. I don't think she's here tonight. No. She's not the most tech savvy. All right, so let's get this going, and we're going to go have some fun. So let's get the blocker up, and let us begin with the good times. Yes, yes. Yeah, we could, man, we've showed before, like, some of the minis that Lady Turin has painted, but they're just, like, masterpieces. It's so funny, if you just, like, look at my armies, I'm actually a decent painter of miniatures, but when you look at the army, you'll only be able to immediately tell which one's Anna painted. They're just, like, so good. Yeah, they're so good. All right, so what are we doing here? All right, so we got Rule 21, Attack Speed Enjoyer, and Maximillionaire. Maximillionaire winning the tournament yesterday. Okay. Member for 34 months. Hey, thank you. Nomi. Can't wait to get to 69 months. We're going to have to celebrate when we get to 69 months with you. Yeah, we'll have to celebrate. Okay, Bretonia, Dark Elves, and Empire. Yeah. I think I know what we're cooking with here. Okay. The Blue Scribes. Is it the Blue Scribes time? Anna says you got laid. Anna comes in the chat and says you already got laid today. What's this praise for? Oh, that's funny. And Bookman says like wants to get laid tomorrow. That's really funny, guys. Okay. You guys are out of control, I swear. So let's get you on this. And we're going to get you on this too. Okay, I don't know if these glasses is tripping me out. It's like, yeah, I might need to play a little bit with those off stream or something. Okay. So we got our poke. Yeah, definitely some respectable poke. We'll grab you, and then, God, we're just short. Just short. Short! Yeah, basically. Alright, that'll do, pig. Whatever. Oh, but we don't even have a wizard. What the hell is this shit? God, dude, so bronze. Okay, I need a wizard of some sort. God, I guess I need to bring a wizard. Chaos Sorcerer, and let's go ahead and get... Metal is really good in FFA, because people just love to hard-on blob it. Yes, yes. Do this and this. The Blasphemous Amulets. That is what she said. Okay. Then we can get you guys too. You're going to like the way you look, I guarantee it. Slanesh in the sheets, Skarsnik in the streets. That's good. That's solid. Zeech without the wizard seems pretty haggard. We actually won a tournament game with that the other day, remember? Against Korn. I just straight up forgot to summon the wizard the whole game. and it just shanks people and feeds them to our dog. I mean, it's actually a very apt relationship. We have very much a goblet type dog. All it cares about is food. You know, it's all it cares about. It's the dreaded beast. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, we have a Chihuahua Terrier. Anna, do you have any pictures that we could share? Maybe slap some in here. We'll show you guys the dread beast. You're going to send it on Discord? Yeah, see if you could do that. Turns OnlyFans' link. Oh, man. Okay. So, here's the build. It's exciting. It's avant-garde. Basically, we have 2 units of Soul Grinders. And they're going to be good poke. We have the Satang Changeling. We have 2 flying disc characters. Although, oh shit, I accidentally put them on a chariot. Shit. Oh well. I guess it could be worse. And yeah, we get some of these guys. Let's actually just group these guys together and just really unga bunga. Centaurs, perfect. And Satang the Changeling. So we got, what on the other side? Empire? Empire is not the ideal fight for us. If they have a bunch of cannons and shit, we're just going to have to run. This looks like a land battle build. Yeah, I know. I definitely, I mean, this game mode is for sure like more similar to land battle. It's just kill stuff. And have you ever noticed how like, yeah, most of the builds you see in FFA are like legit just straight up land battle competitive builds. All right, so we got wagons and a Luminarch over there, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. So let's move up. Get you going here. Unfortunately, I have a chariot character. Feels bad. Satang. Is he going to run from me? Looks like he's running. Yeah. All right, so let's just go to the middle here. So we're just going to waddle over here and see what the Empire wants to do. And we can get this giant Satang to shoot the temple off. Luminarch. We can get the javelins to go with the war wagons here. Do a little bit of this. You're going to be chilling, a little bit of chilling there, and the chariot character can do its thing. All right, so down you go. Centaurs and Centaurs. We're getting charged by some random shit. And we're going to get Lumied, though. It's going to hurt. The Luminarchs are going to sing in the deep. Okay, nice shot there. And the Luminarch does get a big chunk of damage there, so we're going to want to run and regenerate those shields. Okay, I don't know what is going on with Bretonnia here, but they look like they're just straight up coming after me. So we need to probably turn and run there. I get another good shot with Satang. And now we're back. All right, so let's do this. Have you turn and stay on this. We have our wizard nearby. Okay, the Bretonians, I thought they were coming for me straight up. So yeah, we are here. Is that the Black Lions actually? Oh, it is. Okay, shit. We need to go jump on that. Don't know how this is gonna go for us. Let's actually just charge with our Centaurs. I think that's gonna be better. And we're gonna save up for a final transmutation. All right. And chariot character, let's go. You guys can go and push it. Push it real good. All right. So yeah, the trading is going okay. He does have the Demogryph Knight with halberds. Okay, the Luminarch is actually getting really danger close here for some reason. So bit of a lapse in micro there. Okay, let's attack this. And we do get hit with a final transmutation of our own. Yeah, feels bad. All right, so retreat a little bit. And let's get you guys back. We should be able to heal through most of that with our Protoss shields. And yeah, let's retreat. And we do get caught in the net of doom. Yeah, now I could do like a final transmutation or something. Maybe. The Templar Luminarch is offline. And the Demogryph Knight with halberds are in good shape. Yeah, we might actually be in some trouble with that, believe it or not. We might actually be in a little bit of trouble, because I don't know, what can we do here? Let's shoot the Black Lions. Probably got the kill there on those, which is good. And now what we can do is we can get all these characters, and we're going to go and have to fight here. And get these Centaurs to charge into them too. We're going to have to use like some sort of a final transmutation shenanigan on these guys to probably have a decent chance. But we need them to blob up a little bit first. Yeah. So these guys are there. Now let's go ahead and just wait. Do I want to use the Skull of Catan? I don't know. Let's get you and you to do this. And Satang is actually in serious trouble. So we're going to go back into his other form and see if that can get us out of the anti-large. All right. So now we're back in his little robo form, chasing these guys down. And haven't had an opportunity to do our thing yet. Okay, can we get these guys down and these guys, and then we can get a couple of you guys to go chase those down. Looking fine. And now I guess we just have to do it. You know, we have to drop it like it's hot. So we're going to just drop it on the Royal Altar of Grafites and see if we can beat them. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but let's see if we can. Okay. So nasty fighting over here. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so. I think we've fallen here. These guys are doing a lot of work. The other fight is coming. Oh shit, Bretonia's on its way. Okay, so the Chaos Disc Master needs to run. Satang was definitely going to be in danger against Luminarch and just freaking all this. Man, these guys just won't break. They don't hear no bell whatsoever. All right, let's get this. Hopefully be able to win it. A couple Centaurs are nearby, but whoa, we're so screwed. Oh man, we're so screwed. All right, so we got those chickens offline. Let's just try and like hug here and see if we can survive. Looks like the Luminarch shot does make contact. And we can throw one last Poseidon Javelin. Oh no, we're being sandwiched. Not that it matters. At this point, we're pretty cooked. Go, Poseidon Javelin. Do we get it? Hey, we finished the Luminarch despite Luminarch's snipe. Yeah, Demon's crumbling. What have these guys been up to, by the way? I have no idea. We have the second most points, but the Empire's going to die here, and then it's probably going to be won by, I don't know, these guys' points are pretty low. Rule 21, I mean, he's got his big Scourge Runner army over there. Rohan, I don't think Rohan is coming with good intentions. You know, Rohan is coming for their own points. All right, those Black Lions are going to give up quite a bit. That's for sure. My chances of being last man standing are pretty much non-existent. I'm actually going to hide up here. This is a good spot, isn't it? Yeah, look at him. Look, he's able to just like totally hide up there and just cackle. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we're going to try and stuff these things back a little bit. Yeah, we bumped up the Black Lions. The Bretonians are coming for it. The Empire's got Balthazar Gelt and an engineer here too. Yes. And Bretonia, I mean, this is free points for Bretonia. I don't know why they're not going for it. Is there any way I could like weasel my way? I don't think so. Pop the Colossal Strike here. But yeah, these Black Lions should just be attacked. You should just get those. It's free real estate. Dark Elves do get hit by a Final Transmutation. I think Maximilianer probably wins this. Oh, God. And we have the Searing Doom from the high ground. Ready? My wizard descends from the Zinchian heavens. Where the hell is he? All right, there he is. So that's going to be a big Searing Doom right there. Yes, evil. Evil. That was nice. It was cute while it lasted. You know, it tried its best. Battle bumper cars. I know this guy was supposed to be on a disc, not a freaking chariot. But yeah, as far as how this is going to go down, my character is gone now. 13,000 points is a lot, but there's still a lot of points on the battlefield for either player. You know, definitely farm the Empire. You know, get them off the board so they stop getting points. That's pretty big. And the Dork Elves, yeah, kind of low on Scourge Runner ammunition. They're going to have trouble competing, I think. I think Bretonia, you know, not something you say terribly often, but Bretonia is looking to be in a reasonably decent position. They're all still going for me. I got poked by a couple of them, but it's all good. You know, Satan getting karate chopped there was rough. It was definitely rough. Okay, Final Transmutation activated. Engineer being hunted. It looks like the Epistoliers are offline. Balthazar Gelt just, you know, doing his thing. Bretonia has a chance of winning, but Empire has a lot of points. They got a lot of points from my army, but also were able to get points from other players with some AoE magic and whatnot. So yeah, you're going to need to track him down. Definitely finish off that engineer, because you have to take the Empire player out. Otherwise, he's going to keep getting more points and making an even more insurmountable lead. He does have double Black Dragon, that's true. But Lewin and the Knights of the Realm, these are actually Grail Knights. Ooh. So check out these Giga Chad Grail Knights. Yeah, they're pretty fat. They're doing some serious work. Kill the enemy. So Lewin gonna be flying over, looking for freebies wherever he can. Somehow Palpa Empire has returned. He let him come back here. Yeah, the Yeoman Archer is gonna go chase those guys down. Malice Meanblade is fun. You know, when he goes demon form, unfortunately in FFA, you know, his expiration date is there. It's hard to keep him alive for that long, but yeah, we do see old Louis hanging out there and enjoying his life. And yeah, 9 leadership here on this bad boy. Rule 21 trying, but dragons are going to be dragged down. Bretonia is getting a fair amount of points. They're certainly getting a farm right now. But is there going to be enough? I mean, the Scourge Runner Chariots, that's a lot of points over there. He's down now by 6,000, so you get 2,500 for last man standing. So you definitely got to squeeze every morsel of value you can out of these guys, like out of the freaking black dragons and whatnot. So they're getting squeezed. They're getting the old pinch there. So one dragon's going to go down. Balthazar Gelt, if he gets another final transmutation, that's going to be pretty big. That will be very, very nice indeed. So what do we got here? We got a couple of mounted yeoman archers coming in to poke. And the engineer character sitting at about 900 HP here. Definitely probably ignore the Empire at this point, like chasing them. You need to win the fight against the Dark Elves and get those points. There's a lot of points in the Dark Elves, including Malice. Malice will give up a lot of points. So yeah, I'm an archers chasing down the Pistoliers who've gotten the restock, which is really funny, mind you. It's pretty hilarious. And Knights of the Realm into Chariots, as well as Grail Knights, I think. I think there's still some Grail Knights fighting. Yeah, we got 12 Grail Knights, what chads. That's a ballsy one going in with old Gelt, but you know, every point will matter. This is getting really, really close. Attack Speed Enjoyer might have enough to get it. But 14,000, that's a lot. You know, that's a hell of a lot of points here. Pistolier actually chasing down the Yeoman, wavering, as other Grail Knights are chasing as well. Will Balthazar Gelt get away? Most likely so. Looks like he does get caught there. But will there be a follow-up is the question. Will like a Lewin or a Dragon or somebody take him out? All it's going to take is like 1 or 2 attacks and Gelt could, you know, for sure get routed. Scourge Hunters here getting smashed up, and Knights of the Realm charging into the big man, into Malice Meanblade. Dragon's coming in for the kill on Gelt, which is smart because you want those points. And you need to take away one of the front runners, you know, somebody who's like super far ahead of you. But the Dragon actually ends up saving Gelt. It knocks those units away and it's going to be freeing him. So there is that. Now on the other side, we get the Pistoliers coming across and the Empire Engineer. He's still got a lot of ammo actually, so he's going to be able to contribute quite a bit. Malice versus King Lewin, pretty epic fight. I think he's still in his mortal form. I don't think he's gone Super Saiyan yet, so King Lewin gonna continue fisticuffs here. So there he goes. Knocking him down. Now on the other side, we do have Balthazar Gelt, still cackling and getting points. You know, he's gotten about 100 points since we looked here, but Bretonia is really close to catching the Empire. Knights of the Realm there, doing what they can, but being kited by the remnant of the Pistoliers is pretty funny. Still a couple of those guys going. Yeah, still going strong. But do we see the end of Gelt? He's surrounded by Knights of the Realm and Yeoman here, and as Scourge Hunter Chariot's also poking him too. The Dragon can come over, but Dragon's actually wavering. 5 leadership, wow. Now who's going to win this one? The Engineer definitely wants to try and bully Bretonia. If the Empire can hurt Bretonia, that gives them a pretty much a guaranteed chance of winning if Bretonia is not the last man standing. So, because right now, Attack Speed Enjoyer has closed the distance and is currently doing pretty damn good on points. Lewin is actually, not Lewin, but Balthazar Gelt actually breaking here. So he's at 11 leadership and he's giving a lot of points up. Giving a lot of points up. And we do see King Louis come over here, get a break on the Master Engineer. But yeah, you're still gonna have to deal with Malice, actually. Yeah, that could be a problem. There are a couple freaking Grail Knights lurking around, and Lewin, is he gonna turn around and fight Malice? Because Malice still has his whole demon form. He hasn't even gone Super Saiyan yet. But if you go Super Saiyan, you just kite him and win, basically. That's the meme of that situation. 520 HP on Balthazar Gelt, so he's fleeing at -1 leadership. He's gonna be down for the count. Scourge Hunter's down. And the Empire probably gonna be offline. Very clutch for Lewin getting in the sky there. As Grail Knights, oh, I love it. There's only 7 Grail Knights. They're actually kind of playing lore accurate here. Pistolier shattered, and yeah, got to get that Engineer off the field. Balthazar Gelt, he's at 7 leadership. Once they lose all their ground units, that's why Lewin is chasing that Engineer, because it can come back and kill him. Right now, he's very low, and we do get another fight here. It's going to be some of the Yeoman archers. That friggin' Chaos Blade is still going strong, or the Warp Blade, or whatever the hell it's called. He has that passive healing. Yeah, the Warp Sword of Cain. It's a pretty big heal. 0.18 per second, and it also gives damage resistance. I mean, man, that's not bad at all, man. That ain't bad at all. So moving around, Mounted Yeoman archers are chasing, and on the backside, Lewin still hot in pursuit of this unit. Fully erect. He's coming for it, and maybe he'll be able to catch it. Find out on today's episode. How much speed is on this guy? 63. Lewin does have 85. So that thing should be gone. And then what's going to happen is Balthazar Gelt is going to have to land on the ground. I don't know if Lewin can win this. This is actually going to be really close. Because if Malice ends up being the last man standing, it gives the game to the Empire. So Balthazar Gelt's gone. And we are going to be seeing Knights of the Realm and the other units charging in wherever they can. And actually getting some decent damage. Lewin's coming. The King of Bretonnia is flying across the map. He does have some Knights of the Realm here. But Malice, he didn't hear no bell. And he's gone full anime form. His true power has been unleashed. So there he goes. Ouch, that hurts. Oh, Velociraptor, dude. Look at that thing. So freaking cool. But you got to retreat now. This man is going to disintegrate himself. He's does not handle it. Takes 9 to 18 damage per second. So basically the equivalent of like an average Mortis engine. And yeah, Lewin's just going to come. Take his sweet time to get over here. Rule 21 here does have Malice Beam Blade. But yeah, you can see he's slowly starting to disintegrate. I mean, if you wanted to be really degenerate, you basically would just... run in circles and let him burn out, but that would take a while because he's full health. He's got a big engine here. Big old engine. You guys coming up with names for Pwn? Raw Dog Pwn is that his newest one? I like that. I respect that. Yeah, Grail Knights had big boy value on them. They did. So Empire. Oh, did he actually just pass the Empire straight up? If he can just get a couple 100 points, like hitting on Malice, it doesn't matter if he's last man standing, actually. Yeah, so the Empire's up by 300 points right now. A little bit more than that. Yeah, a little bit more than that. So coming across is King Lewin Leon Kerr. He is going to be going after old Malice Meanblade. And there are some Knights of the Realm nearby to support. But yeah, he's going for it. He's crumbling. You can see his HP is slowly starting to diminish. The Warp Sword, I think, heals him. Yeah, but he needs to be in melee to heal. Oh, that's so troll. So yeah, you could theoretically just kite him like this. I mean, there's no attacking rules in FFA. It's not like we're just playing for fun. So, but it looks like attack speed's going to be a chat and get in there and not make us suffer. All right, just kite for 5 minutes. Oh, that's such misery. Yeah. So Lewin tries to get in there and his cav do break. He needs to get like a good impact charge. So Reaper of Souls activated. Okay, that actually hits King Lewin. And Lewin gets in. Does he make contact? 14,507. Lewin's leadership is very dodgy right now. He's just barely hanging in there. He needs to make contact a couple more times and he just wins. So they're fast forwarding and is he going to get it? No. I think what a good sport though. You could have really dragged him around and made him suffer. But yeah, he didn't do it. So I think the Empire ends up getting the dub by 84 points. Really, really funny stuff. Yeah, but Bretonnia could have been more degenerate and won that if they wanted to. But, yeah. GG, well played. All right. So, let me check here. And let's get it cooking. So, where we are. So, Bretonnia versus Dwarf test. So, I need somebody who actually plays Dwarves competitively that will come in and give us, like, a proper match. Like, if you're just... We need someone who's competitive and has played Dwarves competitively. And I will check. So we want to do I think it was the Imperial Road was the map. I wanted to test this out. That was a good FFA. It was a good one. So where are you dwarf mains out? I know there's a couple of you lurking out there. Lurking in the old shadows. Yes. My Malice couldn't. Your Malice won you the game, dude. Yeah. GG, well played. Oh, my sweet summer Malice. Where's Gromrindle at? He's not been too active. I haven't seen him around too much. All right. So where are we at? I guess Bretonnia versus Dwarfs. Yes. Come. Get the Dwarves in here. Show me your pro Dwarf box strats. Yes. Summon the Dwarf mains. If there's not, I'll start messaging some people as well. I have some ideas about the matchup, but I think it's pretty cursed overall. It is pretty cursed. Let's see if Alexander's still around. Looks like he's offline right now. Looks like he's not on at the moment. You got Mad Dowie skills? Yeah. Yeah, that's the tricky caveat, That is the tricky caveat. Can you play the dwarves? Okay. You're loading in. But do you play dwarves competitively, Lucas? I don't think I've ever seen you play dwarves in a tournament before. We need some sweat dwarves, because if it works against somebody who's just not as experienced, you know. Hey Shane, welcome. Yes, I've loved your content for ages, and I really dig when you play other games as well. Right on, man. Yeah, thank you for the kind words. You can bring a thunder barge, dude. I would love to see how to bring down dwarfs down with Brett. You want to attack speed? You want to get in here? I know you're a good player. It doesn't take much to just do a dwarf wall, you know. Yeah. I've seen you win tournaments, so. Okay, I'm gonna start scheming it. Summon the dreaded outer region. Yeah, he definitely that definitely suits him. Okay. So I like this. Yeah, we want the Blessing of the Lady, obviously, and that has no AP on it, so it's not very good. I almost think like Fey Enchantress might be good against dwarves. Just like her plus a couple of foot characters or something, just kind of being annoying. Okay. Okay, and then don't hate that. It's actually kind of cool. Hey, Nomi, for the Book of Grudges, thank you so much. Man, that's a generous-ass donation. Thank you, man. Dread Saurian Turn, someday you should get a restream bot or something so YouTube and Twitch comments will appear in both chats. Oh, I have a thing where I see them both together. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that, though. Okay. So from here, probably you guys are going to be good. Yes. Okay, so we still need a dwarf player. Are there any tournament players left over from the tournament who could get in here and play dwarves against my Bretonia? See if you guys can wrangle one. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water. God damn, dude. What's that? More grudges? Dude, that's so generous, man. Thank you. Nobody wants to play dwarves? No, I'm bad on dwarves. You go. I just need any tournament player. It's not hard. You just literally move forward with like a wall of blasting charges. There's got to be some Dowie players lurking around. Let me see if Alexander Nuts can be salvaged. All right. Alexander, you on? We're going to see if he's lurking. Yeah, space boat, man. We just need a dwarf. Okay. Oh, man, okay. Evil. Okay. So we got attack speed enjoyer here. Let's see. Let's see if we can swing it. Let's see if we can swing it. Okay, that looks fine. And then we'll cut you. Cut this. And then we need to get one of you guys. Grail Relique. And I think that is going to be that. You need the Dowie to win and strike the grudges from the book. With all the support you've been giving, man, the Dowie are going to be energized. Yeah. They're ready to go. I think it has to be something like this, though. I think it's got to be a little something like this. That's expensive, but I think it's worth. Could try and get two of those. It's Let's get you in the main army, and then in reserve, we got 500 left. Just gonna need some cheaper lads. Now, what items can I bring? Oh, okay, we almost brought everything here. That would have been bad. Okay, there we go. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right, good luck, have fun. Let's see if this can work. Yeah, let's see if we can get it. Cooking with the book of fudges. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna try and see if we can solve this problem. Oh, attack speed. Attack speed. Alexander just hit me up. Wanna help me try a game on stream? So your dwarf. Never mind. We started. Okay. Yeah. So let's see if we can swing this. You're rooting for the dwarves against Britannia. Yeah. I mean, it is a cursed one. It's truly a forbidden matchup. Why are you testing Britannia? Well, we had this matchup on stream earlier, and it looked just like freaking awful for the Bretonians, and it's, I would say, an 80-20 matchup. But we just wanted to kind of tinfoil hat this, see if we could figure it out. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do drop a like. It helps out quite a bit. All these, you guys got to compete with all the freaking weird AI bots that are hanging out here. Yeah, we'll play it at attack speed. It's fine. Let's play it out. See what you got. All right. So we actually have a triple hero squad. Fey Enchantress, Henri Le Massif, because he's an armor-piercing fighter, and Felix. Got a foot squire here. He's going to be hanging on the back, and then we put the Grail Relique with him. The squires. So now we need to layer up our archers and see what we can do. The big thing is not losing our home objective. That's the sauce right there. If we can just somehow... Why are you guys... There we go. Okay. And then more archers. And then we get some archers in the back, archers in the back, and archers in the back. So this is the idea. We just get all these bad boys, you know, rub our Bretonian breads together. Get a couple trebuchets as well, just to bombard them. And I mean, you got a desperate matchups call for desperate measures, guys. This is. Faye is on foot. She's on foot, and she's here with Felix and the big man. All right, so we got Grombrindle. Yeah, looking pretty heavy duty here. Okay, let's do this. And is this archer not in a control group? Okay, for some reason it isn't, but it will be soon. So yeah, Dowie Tide. This is fine. This is fine. It's more or less what you normally see, with the exception maybe being Corlers not being super meta. But in reserve, we got Hippogriff Knights, so we got Foot Squires, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm hoping the foot characters are going to be able to do it. Yeah, the Green Knight actually is an interesting choice. Granted, Grombrindle does do magic damage. That's a little frightening. Okay, let's get you guys over there. We're going to waddle here. I don't know if these three characters can even beat the White Dwarf. That's my legit concern right now. They should be able to. With healing, I have Awakening the Wood and some other healing, abilities and whatnot. So I'm hoping that they'll find some ways. Okay, so trebuchets, we need to get them up in range. So we will start jumping on to the Dwarf Warriors there. We got 9 capture weight. And is that a gyrocopter? It is. It's a Skyhammer. Oh, God. Yeah, that's tricky, but that's why you get the Pegasus Knights. Just have them chase it. Really, they already out-muscle us on the capture weight, huh? That feels bad. Okay, so advance up, and we do have the trebuchets blasting away. We'll do a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. Okay, so let's just kind of follow the Skyhammer around. Make sure it doesn't get too crunk on us. We'll keep juking with these foot characters. And I could even shoot the Skyhammer with the trebuchets. Maybe we could actually make some contact there. I don't know. All right. So here we are. I think my archers, I might have gotten a little bit too close. We'll see. We will see. But we can retreat back a little bit, and then these guys can retreat out this way, and we'll continue shooting. All right, so trebuchets, let's pop, lock, and drop it and start getting on the blasting charges. Trying to remove some of those. And the Skyhammer, yeah, we need to be ready to shoot that thing. All right. So if they dive too deeply, we do this, and Pegasus Knights can continue chasing here. Getting a little bit of work done. Okay, let's get you on the archers, and now let's get you guys to shoot into those guys. Okay, those are Quarrelers, though. They are a menace. And we're going to get the Faenchantress and company to start grinding here. That's going to be the play. So one unit did get pounded a little bit, so we're going to just hopefully be able to chase that thing. We've gotten into combat. And definitely got to save the Chalice of Potions for very, very clutch bombards. We can do an Awakening in the Wood right now. All right, so let's chase that thing down, and you guys can just start unleashing again. Let's get you guys onto the Quarrelers here, pull you back a little bit, and keep the grind going. Yeah, just keep that nice bump and grind. All right, so we did actually catch the Skyhammer. He lured us on the ground a little bit, which is kind of scary, but it's all good. And let's go ahead and get Foot Squires ready to roll. Yeah. So how are we looking in the fight? Yeah, we're doing okay. One unit of Dwarf Warriors is beat up. We do manage to escape it. And, yeah, Chalice of Potions, I don't think it's time for that yet. So are the Dwarves going to come for me here? I don't know. So we still have the home objective. We can move you guys up there. And you can just keep chasing down the Skyhammer Squadron. Cool. Let's kind of retreat over here. And get back. Yeah, get back a little bit. Dwarves are getting ornery. And you guys can retreat back there. Okay, so Felix is, yeah, Grombrindle's actually coming in for the kill here. And let's go ahead and chase these Gyro Bombers. You guys can get this one. You guys can do this one. And now we can get you guys to run up and do this. Let's retreat you guys back like so. It's going to require a bit of micro for sure. But I think our three characters can beat Grombrindle. I think they can. I definitely think they can. Okay, retreat back to the objective. Foot Squires need to get up here and do a little bit of razzle-dazzle if they can. And let's get you guys to go after some of those overextending dwarves. Okay, so how are we doing? Are we winning this fight? We are winning this fight. That's good. So there is that. And now you need to come across and maybe try and chase this gentleman down. Trebuchets are still boinking. Let's just switch them on to whatever we can. And yeah, we do get the Questing Knights coming in now, so that's good. And a lot of the archers are stabilizing, which is nice. We do eat some blasting charges there, though. That feels bad. All right, so Chalice of Potions time. Nothing's really like bunched up. Nothing's really asking for it, in my opinion. So let's get you guys to do this, and these archers need to reroute over this way if possible. Oh, that Skyhammer bombard there, that hurt bad. That one hurt nice and bad. All right, so how are we looking here? Yeah, we're doing all right. Let's get these archers to form up. You run back this way, you run this way, and let's see what they can do. We're gonna need another one of these guys, that damn Skyhammer. It's so hot right now. But we are causing some good pressure in the middle, actually. I don't know if the characters are going to be enough, though. Okay, so we're hunting down the Skyhammer. We're going to get the Foot Squires in there on the Dwarf Warriors. Keep you here. Get you guys online there. And we can start shooting you. Pull this way. Shooting the back of this unit there. And yeah, Slayers are actually fine for us here. That's good, because, you know, they're not very good against infantry, so. So we managed to hold on to our home objective. It looks like we do catch the Skyhammer in the back finally. And Foot Squires will hopefully win that fight. We'll find out. Slayers are going to get wrecked, though, I think. Draw this. We do manage to get that going, so let's get you guys to do this. Foot Squires still grinding the high ground objective. Value trading is kind of close, which is good. And we do manage to get the big boy down, which is incredibly good. Let's do this. One of the peasants gets eviscerated there. Feels bad. I think Royal Hippogriff Knights will be very good very soon. So we actually are wrestling the middle, which is pretty funny, because, you know, these Slayers are slowly losing this fight. Okay, looking good. And, yeah, let's go hunt down that Gyro Bomber there. Friggin' thing. Gyro Bomber's a menace. If he lets me flip the middle, that's actually huge. It's actually quite massive. We got Squires. Okay, so those guys are getting it, but man, oh man, they are everywhere. And these guys need to keep hunting. The middle's looking good. A couple miners are on their way over there, and let's form up on the objective. Yeah, Foot Squires will win that eventually. So trebuchets, what do we want to be shooting? Yeah, just like ones that have some ammunition, I guess. And let's unsummon you guys. Great. So the middle is going. We're going to try and get a Chalice of Potions there if we can. Little crossfires going down. What can I call in? 2200. Yeah, once we get those Royal Hippo Knights, maybe we can swing something here, maybe. But otherwise, it's going to be very, very tricky. All right, so those guys down for the count. Let's go ahead and swing into the back of these. And Hippo Knights, 2200. Oh, it's so close. It's so freaking close. Let's get you, and we're going to get you to come in now and start ripping up these Haggard Dwarf Warriors here. All right. So Slayers are just about gone, right? Yeah, we've just about finished them off. So we're going to need to do a little fighting there. And elsewhere on the battlefield, yeah, we got some Rangers on the other side that we can mess with maybe. Maybe. All right, so shoot there. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights have almost torn apart those dwarves there, which is good. I think we just need bodies to move up to the point. Yeah, just dudes for the dude god. Dudes for the dude throne. All right, so what is hurting Henri Le Massif so badly? Is it really just these trash units? Is it? For reals? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, they're adding up there. I think we got to just activate it. You know, we got to go for it. And the Hippogriff Knights have done it, so let's shoot all these guys and get all you guys to start blasting into this. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Unfortunately, he's watching. But oh, never mind. It didn't matter. We still got big contact right there. Okay, any more questing knights? Soon we will. That's going to be good. And I'm hoping that we can just kind of waste these guys off the objective here. And maybe eventually get a little magic. Let's go hunt down that gyro bomber. All right, so where are we going? These are just Ekron's miners and whatnot. So let's get you guys up to the point. Grab a little bit of this. Kite these guys back. And yeah, we want to shoot the Slayers, obviously. That's the dream situation. Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, the thing is, like, this style, we're actually value trading decently, which is something, you know, we didn't see earlier. So there is that, right? There is that. All right, let's get on those freaking Dwarf Warriors here. Do this, and both Trebuchets need to just keep hammering these guys. We are, like, wearing shit down in the middle, which is cute. And I'm hoping that the Royal Hippogriff Knights will be able to actually make some ground here. Let's get you guys against the Slayers and get you guys over there. We were able to sweep them off, so now let's switch over to this unit. And how are the Quest Knights doing here? Very good, actually. Looks like they're doing pretty damn good. Okay, so let's have you guys around here. Get these archers to shoot there. We are grinding the middle down with the Fae. And are there Slayers nearby? It doesn't look like it. Archers, we need to get them on Slayers. That's the ideal situation there. And the Questing Knights were able to clean up quite a bit. So now, back to you guys. Yeah, but like, how do we get the objectives? The Dowie can just do this shit all day, you know? I think maybe you have to do objective theft builds. I have to like run a lot of mobility and try and grab those guys. You know, how I can. We're going to see if we can re-wrestle this high ground one. The Royal Hippo Knights are doing good. Gotta watch out for Giant Slayers, though. Gotta watch out for Giant Slayers. So let's get everybody to zero in on the Giant Slayers there. Call it another Questing Knight. And yeah, we're going to just start moving to the middle, seeing if we can maybe get that middle objective. All right, let's get you back online here. Cool beans. All right, so those are Slayers. We don't want any of that smoke, that's for sure. Hopefully the archers will be able to do some work. We can come to the middle, maybe try a little funny business there. Archer's still shooting away. Questing Knight's able to do some nice work here. And what do we still have on our back point? Yeah, it's just mainly trash units. Mainly trash units. All right, let's do this. We can probably steal that objective, but I think it's more of a play style thing, right? Yeah, we have to like change the way we play and like play the objectives, like in a more cagey way, rather than just trying to like play a traditional head-up battle against them like this. All right, so you guys go here. You guys go here. Trebuchets can shoot into you guys. We do manage to get the middle objective. Yeah, it's a cursed matchup. I think it's winnable, though. Like, I'm seeing things that are working. Like, our value trading is very good. It's just we relinquish the objectives. And, like, are that many archers necessary? You know, that's kind of the question. I think the Questing Knights were very good. They were very solid. Like, we fold this objective, right? And now it wouldn't be that hard for us to go and get his home objective. And we could probably just win by bouncing between those 2 points, right? Like, there is play here. There is play. All right, so let's get on those Dwarf Warriors. Get you over there. Get you over there. So you fold this up. You have this like unstoppable hero core that's kind of hard for the dwarves to deal with. Fold these guys up. But I think we're on to something with this. Like the even value trading, just gotta. I think I gotta run like 4 Yeomen, like and just bounce between objectives and ping pong them. I think we got to do something like that. But the Fey Enchantress I think is very good. She does very good work. Yeah. So now we can go to this objective and just steal that if we had enough time, but we don't. Okay. So yeah, you guys do this. We got Foot Squires grinding over here. We can get some more of these guys coming out. Let's move them up to that point. And yeah, we could maybe do something, but God, yeah, the Slayers make that really tough. But Slayers get wrecked by our hero squad, so that's probably where you shine there. But you know, it's something. It's something. I think that at least the value trading was even. That's good. That's an improvement. Yeah. Alexander Nutt saying, I don't think I've ever lost a Dwarf versus Bretonnian game. If I was sweating super hard, I'd probably go something like this. Yeah, double cannons, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Alexander showing a build that's pretty brutal. Needed 40 peasants? Yeah, more of them. Don't know. Yeah, Trebs did okay. I liked the Fey blob. The Fey character brick was pretty good. I thought that was one of the stronger elements of the build. Well, guys, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time hanging out with you guys. If yeah, let's see here. I think that's it. We'll go to the drawing board on that. Bretonnia is a very tough faction to play. Definitely feels like a cursed matchup, but regardless, if you guys enjoyed the stream, please do drop a like on the way out. And for all of you guys joining on Twitch as well, thank you for joining. It was fun. Fun to meet some of you guys for the first time. We'll be dual streaming a lot of goodness. Yeah, a little less sick today. So we're still there, but you know, it's the tail end. It's the sweating of the sin. You know, it's all coming out now. But we'll be doing some build guides for Nurgle soon, so I'm very excited for that. So we'll probably have like an SFT and then go over to Twitch afterwards and stream that over there or something like that. Maybe Warcraft 3 tomorrow too. We'll do a dual stream with that. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys. If you enjoyed everything, drop a like on the way out, and also, yeah, make sure to head over to the Twitch channel and join up over there so you don't miss any of the off streams like Warcraft 3 and things like that. So that's it. Take care of yourselves. I appreciate y'all, and we will see you all on the other side.